Okay, are we online? I think we are. Hello, welcome to the VL Group D final between Plague and Cnturion. I'm Motojo, I'm here with Demo. How you doing, my mate?
I'm not too bad, I'm doing well. How are you?
I've been better, I've been worse as always, but I'm very excited for this final
Yeah, it should be
as
good.
we enter the ban phase.
There's a lot of big names across these teams, and I'm just having a look at the OPWGs, and it's going to be interesting. Interestingly enough, what they ban. They don't ban anybody. Did they have a loss of bans? I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they just didn't ban. I presume. Is there a loss of bans? Did they not get a sub in quick enough?
I'm asking as we speak.
Yeah,
Let's just watch what is unfolding. It may just be Cnturion have lost some bans, maybe all of them, maybe first phase, maybe first game. I'll keep you posted once I know more.
I mean,
for now, we're gonna have enough time to talk about Plague's bans. Then Setscon, that's an obvious one. The LeBlanc is the next one.
Yeah, no Aphelios, so yeah. Don't know if he's gonna put Aphelios top, but maybe he's using that to climb. But potential third ban could be the Yasuo as well, if they're targeting mid as well. We'll have to wait and see. I'm just trying to think of like what picks they will have available. What will be their strongest two picks? Now there is a loss of bans. Potentially that could be things like the Zoe, could be the Lee Sin. I doubt the Shen support. The Darius, just maybe. Oh, MF going to be taken on. Okay.
Another power pick on the Misfortune. Basically something you can ban against pretty much anyone because it's just that strong a pick right now.
Yeah, not the Sen of the Caitlyn or the Varus. Gonna go for his fourth most played. Must be doing decently when it comes to either scrims or previous games.
Echo
Eh,
is the first pick.
that's really it's not odd in the sense that it's Drigger's like go-to champion. I just find it strange when other things are open, like these two. To be fair, yeah,
Leona Ornn, that looks like a
no,
power couple of tankiness that right there.
yeah, maybe I mean they could answer with maybe a Braum and a Xayah. It's not exactly the best lane in the world, but you mean you do take cleanse, you can cleanse the stun, you can feather storm the ultimate. Braum can
And you
block
can,
the
yeah,
Ornal.
yeah,
You know,
the
there's little
shield.
things like that that you can start piecing together while your draft is going to be. Never mind, never
Whoa.
mind. I'm wrong.
That is a very interesting pick, the Shaco. Do you think it's going to be jungle for Drigger, or is there some special
I
being cooked
mean,
up?
Mr. Bramsh, is he going to be? He is the Shaco player, 63% win rate. So I guess Shaco support. It must be with the Echo Jungle, and it's just going to be annoying for Leona to go and you just box. I I always feel like Sivir is a bit of a bait until Leona because she has so much. Like even if you spell shield the E, she'll still go. And then you got QR, so you have to get one of them. But yeah, and then you got Ornn to worry about. But the Garen being locked in, Daddy J is going to be comfortable on that one.
Yeah,
But
feels like a pretty safe pick. You do have enough CC already with the Ornn and Leona. Does open the question, is Ornn going to be in Lordio's hands, or is it going to be going mid lane for Trolulu?
You mean jungle? Or jungle Ornn, if you mean Lordio.
Yeah. Is it Lordio's jungle Ornn, or is it Trolulu going to pilot it in mid lane?
I suppose, yeah. Well, I mean, the Garen could be going jungle. I highly doubt it, but that was buffed by Riot for some bizarre reason.
The Aphelios is gone, and the Mordekaiser as well is not going to be appearing in this match as we are watching the last two bans unfold. An option that we haven't talked about yet is it could. Nah, it could not be support because we do have the Leona and I can't see it anywhere else. Rek'Sai is going to be gone, so no Infinity Edge Rek'Sai shenanigans as was memed in the before.
Well, yeah. This is just it's not. It's kind of boggling my eyes a bit. I'm kind of thinking like, okay, I'm trying to piece together how the teams are thinking like the draft is going to go. So we have what Shiko, we have Echo, we have Sivir. Then we have Garen top with Ornn mid, Leona, and then we have Kai'Sa. Like it feels a bit more fundamentally easier to execute than
Yeah.
Echo, who would like to snowball, and Shiko, who would like to get I don't know, a box setup or like use his ult and get a big fear off in a team fight. Like what's the cheese against the Leona? Like I don't know. It's just it seems.
We do have last on his Kai'Sa. It is an old special of him, especially seeing as the Aphelios and his signature main pick, the Vayne, are banned. So Kai'Sa gonna be looking for that perfect moment to swoop in, as we see Aatrox probably getting locked for Resurrection.
Okay, so I don't. Does he? I don't think he. Does he outscale? Does he outscale either of these matchups? I mean, I guess later on with the Visage and stuff, but that's 3 items in. That's a long way down the line. Like by then, surely the Orange grouping with this team with the Leona. Can't rip. Please don't look this. Oh, what?
It's Renekton. So that's, I assume, a Renekton
So
mid lane or an Aatrox mid lane.
So they have. What is this draft?
It looks interesting, yeah.
I mean, if I seen this solo queue game, that'd be a -3 LP straight away. That P, I'm dodging. I'm gone. This I mean, do I like the Olaf Mona Lisa? Yeah, I can get through the Shaco. I mean, that's about it. But
it's still a bit of an irritating draft. It's 4 big dudes and a Kai'Sa on Plague's side, so it's all eggs in the last basket, basically.
yeah, I mean, I believe it was Mr.
Yeah,
Garbush in the chat said that. Who's going to win? Trigger's retirement home or the little sandbag that could and his 4 tanks. So, I mean, you're not wrong when they have 4 tanks in the Kai'Sa and they have. I would call this a retirement home. There's no, there's no Zillion in there. There's no Zoe. There's no, there's no old champions in there. There's pretty much like
Wait, is this gonna be Renekton jungle and Echo mid? That will be
Please,
a
please
very
no.
curious one.
Wait, is there a 20-second rule?
I'm
Is
not
the
sure if
20?
these teams are memeing
Please
or
don't. Are
if...
they just trolling? Like, are they trolling? Like, is this? I mean,
That
group
can't be trolling.
final.
This
It's
is
just
the final, after all, of the highest group in Valence League. They wouldn't dare troll, would they? As
well.
we enter our 3-minute wait, give me some kind of analysis or prediction on this, please, because I'm
Okay,
lost.
okay. So the get the um. I would have preferred the Garen to be against the Aatrox because that's like Ornn is gonna have a better job at nullifying Renekton than what Garen would because there's a potential for Renekton to still snowball. But against Ornn, it's a bit of a stalemate. Whereas Aatrox can bully Ornn within the wave, and he can use his Q to shove, put him under turn, put pressure on. Whereas Garen can pretty much battle Aatrox, use his W, tank him up, and actually put damage back on him. But um, I think the I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think of how their team fight is. They're just gonna out damage them. That is the plan. Um, if they even get ahead by a couple of thousand gold, couple early drakes, maybe a Rift Herald, this team could snowball so hard. It's ridiculous. And because Orm will do no damage, Olaf, Garrett, they won't do any damage.
Yeah.
They'll just get run over. Um,
I'm curious though if they have a way to hard engage onto this Kai'Sa, because the best engage I see on Centurion's side is maybe an Aatrox
nah,
Q
you're forgetting.
or
Shaco's
a
gonna
Renekton.
Q. Shaco's gonna deceive. He's gonna go behind him. He's gonna put a box down. Then it's gonna get blown up. He'll ult. He'll get feared. Then Renekton's gonna flash in. Echo's gonna flash in. Aatrox's gonna flash in. And
Yeah,
Sever's gonna W.
this
That, that
does look like a pretty far-fetched scenario though. If
that's
you're
that's what I can see happening though. That's the thing when you've got picks like Shaco like this.
yeah.
And I was ready for this too. I was thinking I was watching LCK this morning, bit of LS. Getting the fundamentals down, thinking okay, good cast. And then I see Shaco support, and I'm just like
And your
Garen
inner
mid,
LS
and it's
commits
like,
suicide.
oh well. I mean, I guess they're just playing comfort. I guess.
Yeah. I'm very curious to see how this pans out, especially in the early game with the Olaf against the Echo jungle. I can see some bullying from the side of Lordio happen there, because in the jungle getting caught, Echo is not going to be that healthy,
Yeah, yeah.
and not too many ways to get away from this Olaf if one or more axes happen to hit. And I do know that Lordio is very well versed in finding the weaknesses and strengths of his opponents. He is a great player, so I can see him exploiting this Echo pick, especially
Yeah.
since he has laners like the Garen that will be hard to push in.
I can also see. I would say a scary dive. I mean, there is a potential for say the Ornn is low, Aatrox is managing to bully the lane. Echo can easily come up for a dive, and Renekton can even come up for a dive. There's scenarios like that they can snowball quite easily. I feel like bot lane have to be careful with the Shaco. If he really
Yeah.
knows what he's doing on this pick, and you see him low, and you feel like you can just go in, and all of a sudden you're baited with the ignite with the boxes, and then all of a sudden it gets turned around. You have to be really careful.
Yeah.
Um,
Seeing as
so
they,
yeah,
yeah, seeing as they did lack CC when it came to looking at the comms themselves, the Glacial Augment does look like an interesting choice for the Shaco. It will give some opportunities for some big slows to help the Aatrox, the Renekton, and the Echo to just get in there and deal the damage they need.
yeah.
Because if they kill Kai'Sa, I don't really see a way to not win a team fight. If they manage to kill Kai'Sa, of course. As the game starts any second now, the champions are about to spawn. There we go. Now let's see the level 1 shenanigans I can see happening.
We'll see. Any interest in Rune Shot? I mean, not really. Triple Dorn's Blade, just full of aggression. I'm surprised he went TP on the Renekton instead of Ignite. I thought with it being such a volatile lane, you could just, pure try and play the 1v1. But potential 1-3-1, if you do manage to split them up on a side lane with leads, then they can't really
Yeah.
utilize the Kai'Sa. So that's another way to play this game out. We'll just have to wait and see. So many scenarios that could play out because of these drafts, but
Yeah.
oh,
The early
okay.
game is gonna be especially
Oh,
important here. Lodio.
okay.
Finding Resurrection is a 3v2, and CNT have to run.
Yeah.
Lodio
Yes, the
is not
base
that
as quick
healthy,
as
but as the
fast.
Olaf, he's not gonna really care that
He
much
could
about it.
stay. He could stay and use the passive to get a slightly faster clear, but then there's a risk of being a Bade Watcher that low. Whereas the Echo going to have a great leash because of the Shaco, so another bonus to the Shaco. And yeah, it swaps the sweeper already, so we'll be able to clear the early vision. But yeah, there's lots of unanswered questions. There's lots of matchups here, like Renekton versus Garen mid. Like, what's going on? You know, Shaco, Leona. There's don't see Sever that much these days.
And they're starting to hit each other right from the Batrololo with a spin level 1.
Oh, okay.
That was some decent damage already onto 905.
Yeah, he proxies PTA, but then realizes he has to run.
Yeah.
And oh, there we go.
The
I mean,
box is already hurting.
oh, that's so look at that! Look at the damage. It's so frustrating. Like,
It's gotta be. This is gonna be really, really interesting to see how this plays out, because I have never seen a competent Shaco support in games that I played in. So I'm really, really, really curious how Mr. Bench will have this one play out against Lust and Kui.
yeah, it's definitely a good way to test the waters, though. Game one, if they do come away with the win, does the Shaco have to be banned? And that's sort of like a free ban. It's something I play in solo queue, but they don't have a way to deal with it. I feel like it's one of those, but yeah, also going to be really frustrating to kill. Like if he, Qs,
Yeah.
Rs, like Leona's not going to have an easy time, but yeah, if they do happen to get onto the Sever, yeah, there's a potential. Oh, another box.
It's a very
Why is he
tanky
fighting in a
game.
minion wave?
Oh, that's a lot of minions. That's a lot of damage onto 905, and Trollu comes out of this one
He can just
much
dive.
better.
Q ignite. He dies.
And that's what he's doing, and it's first blood for
Just
Trollu.
like
He just
what?
walks up to him,
Like,
presses Q, presses the F button, and 905 is gone. That's
I did not see that coming. Like that's just. I don't know. You're level 2 fighting in a weight like your cannon minion isn't going to do that much damage, buddy. You've got eight or so creeps smacking your way, plus you're level 2, and you have TP, not ignite. So yeah,
that is a play I was not expecting in a Group D final, but maybe these players do need time to calm down. Shaco has no mana and he's stunned. Bremsh gets ignited quick.
Okay.
Can he get that one? Heal used by Wellesley and no one dies yet.
Well, that's the negative part about having the Shaco. If he does run out of mana, you can't do that with the gauge, and yeah, we're gonna see how it has to. I mean, only the heal was burned. It wasn't like a full commit, one summoner for one summoner, but yeah, that is a potential for how this lane could go. We'll see what the junglers are going to do. Obviously, we've been so attracted to this mid lane so far, and yeah, we haven't really kept track of them. A camp between them, both got the starting jungle item, and
Shaco's
see where they
moving
go.
upward, but Lordio has spotted him with the vision plant, and now they are going to chase this in. Kui hits the Zenith Blade, stuns the Shaco, but not much else happening. Trolulu and Lordio aren't far away, though. As the dragon is going to spawn in less than a minute, this looks already like preparations for a fight around that.
Yeah, and I don't know how much nerves will play a part in this. If it is, I don't know how big it will be to them personally. You see a final, and you always want to win, right? And yeah, maybe if nerves are coming in, but this could be okay.
There's a gank happening bot. The camera panned away, and we missed the action, apparently. But not all too much happened. No summoners burned. It was the classic Olaf walk in, miss the axe, walk away, maybe. Because
And he didn't go Bramble Vest. He went Chain Vest. I mean,
it's an interesting choice against Aatrox, definitely, because
it just feels
you
like
kind of do want the heal reduction, right?
Yeah, it's really easy for one to get as well. It's not really. You could even start cloth armor and a refillable, and you can get it whilst you're in lane if you play safe. The first 4 or 5 levels, like he pretty much has. He's full health, right?
Yeah. And he is even in CS as well.
Okay.
With the Aatrox, so he's not really falling behind much. Trolulu having a pretty easy time at the moment against 905. He's already pulling ahead 2 waves in CS approximately. Now he's just pushing this in with the carousel.
Yeah, he doesn't have to fight in this wave. He doesn't have to take trades. Like, he is down quite a bit, but I feel like Echo could lend a hand to that lane. You know, just give him a bit of a push, bit of a nudge. You know, just try and maybe burn the flash at least from the ground. Just give him something to help him back in this lane,
There's a
even if
trap
it is
being
just
set in the
hitting
alcove.
6. Okay.
But it seems they're choosing to not go for it as Wellesley is recalling. As the camera really loves that top lane.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, and he loves using.
Oh, Trigger is there. Something could actually be happening. The brutal hits. Resurrection uses the world end and goes forward. DJ has to flash away as Drager came up from the lane. And now Lodio is there, but cannot really do much. Well, Mr.
A good
Dance
flash
is
though.
just...
You know, he pays respect to that. I mean,
Lodio is going in, and the Ornold is put. The Ornhorn sounds. Resurrection is knocked up, and Brittle flashes away.
Oh.
Lodio, Marauder attack will do it. He gets him. Kill goes to him. Rise on the Resurrection now. Drager is alone versus 2. The Unstoppable is popped. Ragnarok. And he forces Trigger's flash as well. Hits him with the axe, and that's a very low X Trigger. Who will not be able to stay in this lane.
I feel like Trigger just had to help him shove that lane in. Leaving him 1v1 with the potential that Olaf could be there. You know, there's also going to be danger of a turnaround with the Orn ultimate, but yeah, they paid the price and yeah, they get a kill back. And
well, Trollu just pushing this in.
Okay. If he could do this again. He could QR ignite.
Oh, and there he is. He flashes out and gets the kill on the walk away. 905 dies again in the 1v1. Another solo kill for Trolulu, who is getting scary on a Garen mid of all picks. And Trigger's here. Not hitting the stun.
Yeah, at least he will most likely get level 5 off this wave though, so that is some bonus for the Echo.
Cancels the recall.
He's still 5. He's so close though. Even one mini Raptor, I'll give him it, I believe. But
so
yeah, the Echo is not really working out.
Having a look at the CS, the Echo is not that far behind the Olaf. Trolulu is of course pushing ahead pretty heavily now in this mid lane with a 20 CS lead, while the bot lane is pretty even, and Resurrection is slightly ahead in this top lane. That is reduced of course though because of the assist that DJ has. If we look at the gold, it's 250 or so ahead. For the Aatrox, Dragon is engaged, but they do not seem to really want that. They pick up the crab. Do they keep going? Yes, they put a pink ward down. The dragon is thoroughly pulled this time. Can Drigger maybe get a steal here? It's already very low, no chance. And now they can get on Drigger. They see him on a ward. Choose not to do it though. Disengage. Take the Drake. That's a good one for them.
Yeah, barely cooldown reduction obviously on the ultimates. You know, for the Ornn, for the Olaf, for the Leona. It's quite nice.
That's a lot of damage on the DJ, and he has to dash out of there. The Aatrox is starting to get dangerous. He's rushing that Sunfire Cape and still not going towards the Bramble Vest. Aatrox will keep winning these trades because he will heal himself up a lot. Yeah,
I'm surprised. I'm not surprised he didn't go like double cooldown reduction on the Aatrox just to keep shoving him.
He's mad Lordio and he has to run away. He's already popped the
flash.
Now Trollu is here, but it's a 2v3, and now he gets stunned by Echo. Trollu is in big trouble. I don't think he has any way to get out of this. He flashed earlier when he dove that mid lane tower, and he falls to Resurrection. It's already a shutdown of 150 bonus gold, and this will feel real good for Cnturion as they engage this Rift Herald.
Yeah, with a 700 gold lead on your Aatrox, and you know the potential to pick up this hell for free, maybe even use the double plates top lane. You know, it's a good way to snowball one of your lanes. This is obviously why they've taken such a risky draft in terms of mid game is where they're ready to spike. But
the DJ's here.
Okay, that was pulled out really far.
The Herald is very low, 1500 HP. The Ornhorn is sounded.
Oh, he got it!
The Herald with his fall of the Forge God, very nice.
Oh no!
With his life, but nice steal there from Daddy J.
Oh god!
I don't think Lodio can go there to pick up the eye of the Herald.
Well, there's 3 members.
The bot lane's here. Last goes in with the killer instinct, but has he bitten off more than he can chew? First Trigger dies to Lodio and Trollu, though I know 905 has to run. Last is on his heels. But it seems like a disengage will happen there with Resurrection's help. They did pick up the Elf Herald, though. It's in last sands, and of course that was not the real Bramsh. Little shot moment for last there, probably, who did not have to use any summoners to pick up that Eye of the Herald. Did not manage to get a kill or an assist, though. But let's see where they use this. If they're gonna pop it mid lane immediately. Yep, there it is.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say I'm surprised they haven't. With no mid there, but.
And this is gonna be 2 plates at least. This might even be the whole tower. As they charge up. Yeah, Trigger's here and Last has no mana. They can, I don't think, continue this push. And there's gonna be more happening in this jungle as Lordio picks up the Scuttle Crab. That was chaotic. A lot happened in a short time there, but in the end, I think advantage goes to Plague.
Yeah, and also the last minute, 905 and Resurrection have spent the time in the same lane, which obviously doesn't help in terms of XP and CS and overall gold. So we'll see where they're going to go now. The Aatrox will match bot lane, so we're just going to match lane for lane. This mid tower is obviously very, very low. Yeah, the game state's a very strange one right now. You know, 1600 gold lead, and it just feels like it could easily still go
either way. Yeah.
Yeah, just with the Aatrox lead, potentially could diminish quite quickly. But
yeah, all the lanes have swapped, but it's still the same matchups against each other. The bot lanes went mid, the mid lanes went top, and the top laners, now homeless, went to the bot lane. Just some trading here at the moment. 905 did manage to get a push onto Trollolo this time. As he did pick up a kill and an assist in that, and all that was happening around the Dragon and the Herald. And now the engage is here. Civil ult is popped. Kui has to flash away. Hits the Solar Flare onto Welzy, who did not manage to spell shield that. And there is the flank. Lordio is here. The Chrono Break is already used and the Sivir is already dead. Trigger falls as well. Double kill for Lordio on this Olaf. And that was a great counter engage in the mid lane from Plague after that Sivir ult was popped.
Yeah, and now I just said of it, you know, I'm not sure if it could go either way. Now, you know, with the 4-0 and the potential for this mid tower to go down as well, which I presume it will, into the Drake. I mean, if you're talking about perfect tempo, I mean, kills into a tower into a Drake is pretty much up there with, you know, the best you could do, especially with 13 minutes into the game. And yeah, it just seems to be like a well-controlled game right now.
Yeah, and as we were talking about a small lead earlier, it's already 3,500 almost now, as the Drake will spawn in less than 20 seconds. They have reset, they will have bought new items. The Triforce is in for Trollolo, the Ninja Tabi and the Phage is there for Lordio, and the Sunfire Cape is done for Daddy J. So they seem pretty well primed to fight, as only Aatrox has finished his first real item on the side of CNT. They do have engaged this dragon. Lordio is walking in, 2 shackles in his face, and can he get here in time to cancel this dragon? Blue team picks it up, the Orno goes wide, but Mr. Bram's clone dies. As the turret plating falls, the mountains rise, 2 kills come in for Plague now as Welzy falls, as well as Trigger. Now Resurrection has to run away, and Last chases a crocodile. It's another 2-0 for Plague, as they will keep pushing in this mid lane, even though they didn't get the Drake. Another advantage for them.
It just looks like such a huge mismatch right now. It looks like, you know when you're in flex, and your 5-man flex versus like a 3 and a 2. That's what I get the feeling. Like 3 people are on one page with, like, you know, we've got Renekton, Aatrox, you know, Echo sort of dive comp, you know, bot lane's doing what they want. And then you got the other team, the try hard, you know, maybe getting a quick flex game before scrim or something like that. You know, they've got the full on team comp. That's the sort of feeling I'm getting right now. You know, nearly 5,000 gold. That killed Chris in 15 minutes into the game. I mean, apart from that Drake going down, yes, I do want to fight, but at least there's something. They do get the second Drake.
I would have as well said that a comp with 4 tanks and a Kai'Sa doesn't scale off. As Renekton he gets the kill on last. Welzy picks it up with the boomerangs. While 905 pays for it with his life, that was a big kill onto the Kai'Sa.
Yeah, and I said, you know, they all kind of just had to flash onto him, and that's exactly what he did. 905 just thought, you know, I'm gonna flash onto you, and we get the kill. And yeah, there is this scenario where later on in the game that happens and they do win a fight because the damage is gone. But for now with the Triforce Garen and potential Black Cleaver Olaf, it's going to be a while if they fall off when they lack damage. And one thing I never really considered was the ornaments that come through. Once Ornn starts giving you, upgraded Triforce, Obsidian Cleaver.
Yeah, that's a lot of free gold.
Yeah, that's a lot of stats. So scaling doesn't necessarily fall off too hard, and you don't depend fully on your Kai'Sa. There is some carry potential.
Yeah.
Garen
Also, Cnturion not really rocking a full tank. They have a couple tanky champions on the Aatrox and the Renekton, but they are not on level tanks, right? So
True,
we'll have to
yeah.
see
Essentially.
how far the damage really falls off for Garen and Olaf, as there is no dedicated full tank on Centurion's team, as the Rift Herald does get engaged by a full 5-man squad of Plague, and I don't think Cnturion want any piece of that one.
Do we have
as they still haven't finished major items. Wellesley's the only one who has apart from Resurrection, and he's still in his base, so this Herald gets picked up pretty easily. But 905 picks up the tower in the bot lane, so something was gained at least, as they will walk top lane with this Herald now, and I think they're gonna make a push here.
Yeah, and it's good that he gets some gold for himself. He's sitting on 1,000 gold, so that will be at least another part of his Black Cleaver coming through.
Herald is summoned, the Ornhorn is sounded. Will they try to get a dive on here, or do they just want to put them away from the tower? It seems like the latter one, as that tower falls from the charge. And now without the Ornhold, they don't have the greatest engage tools anymore. They do stay here for a moment though, as Cholulu is pushing down this mid lane, and he is hitting the tower. It gets it.
Yeah, let's just pick it up for free.
And the goal lead is at 5,000 now.
Yeah, I feel like 905's rotation was really good, allowing Garen to really just effectively get a free tower. It's more or less that Herald was somewhat of a bait. The fact that you're able to get a mid tier 2 over a top tier 1. And yeah, they just seem to be running away with it objectively so far. And there's no slowing down. I mean, Kai'Sa just had a double pickaxe in the tier, not really rocking the old school build, not really having much damage as of yet. Just Last is sitting back in this composition. He's like, okay, well, I'll have 4 tanks, but I'm the one doing the least work, so...
Yeah, he has finished his Mana Moon now.
There we go, yep.
And swapped the trinkets as well to the blue one. It does look like they're a lot more coordinated at the moment, Plague. They always seem to have a plan on what to do next, not only what to do right now. And Cnturion do seem to be reacting quite a bit more than acting. So if they want to turn this game around, they will have to do more of the latter than the former in the future.
Well, he is definitely going to... Daddy J is looking towards being a sinner right now. He is going to sin. He is going to get Iceborne Gauntlet over Abyssal Mask. Oh, maybe he's not. Okay, he is not. He is not. Leave.
Both, right?
He heard me instantly. He knew telepathically. He just knew. He knew. He was like, LS has moaned about this so many times. What is it I aim my goal again? Which is the one that gives me 1,800 in free stats? Oh, I can't remember. Abyssal Mask, that's it. I mean, I know it's a little bit awkward when, the echoes behind and Shaco's
caught here.
Okay.
Can he get away from this? Troll will spin and win, flash away from Mr. Bramsh, but I don't think...
Okay.
Good stopwatch there. Goes wide as well. Audio is dominating though, but Queen last are attacked by Bramsh and 905. Of course, this is Bramsh's ghost, or
here comes the
only,
top
as the
laners.
real one is dead. The shutdown happens onto Lordian, the re-engage though, onto Drigger from Kui. The Ornhorn sounds, Wellesley flashes away. Aatrox sits in the backline, but Wellesley falls together with Drigger. And Last gets that double kill. Now Resurrection is in the middle of 4 people. Some of them are low, but I don't think he can get anything done against 4. And it's the ace for only Lordio's life, and it's going to be the Mountain Drake as well. And as the gold lead exceeds 6,000, Cnturion are going to need a minor miracle at least to get back into this game, as the Baron is about to spawn as well.
Yeah, it started off like it looked like a huge overchase onto just a Shaco. Then, Wario just charges in there with his lead. He's thinking, okay, I don't care what you have. They do get the shutdown onto him. I believe it was Drigger that picked that up. And they do get something back. I mean, it's not... I don't feel like the game's going to be won by Soul. I feel like it will be a Baron to sort of a push in.
Looks like a shorter game than a Dragon Soul.
I feel like it. I mean, they don't have the composition. Cnturion don't have the composition to slow this game down. It's sort of like from any game. I know I know we're talking different level, but whenever I watched IG and they're behind, they just keep fighting. They just keep doing it and just hope that they just turn it around. Yeah, okay. Nope, nothing.
They
but yeah,
do have
so
the Sivir to slow the game down. Like, if they manage to prevent Plague from taking these Barons, the Sivir will just sit in any lane that they want to push and just clear it out with the boomerangs. Oh, branch caught again. Lodio has the instinct to know where that Shaco is going to appear. And a very low HP Jester has to run away now as Trollo finds Resurrection. Who finds whom here? As Lodio spins around for the flank. They're going to come from two sides. Bramsh is still sitting in this bush though. Oh,
yeah, I don't know.
Rolls in. Oh, he's so strong. He can 1v1 a solo laner at this point. The Ragnarok is popped. The axe is hit. He's unstoppable, and Resurrection has to run away. As the rest of the squad arrives.
A lot of damage.
Solar Flare hits, but now Kui is pretty alone. Lodio is fairly far away. And that Solar Flare was kind of wasted. Trollo is here, and Resurrection is still in this bush in the middle of the whole Plague team. He's not going to get away. Last is unstoppable. The kill is gifted to the AD carry. And this could be the Baron, as 905 is in the bot lane, quietly pushing onto that inner tower. Oh, Lodio is very low though. Kui as well. Drigger flashes in and gets that kill. And gets out with the ult as well. Last tries to get in there with a killer instinct. Oh, gets a murdering onto Welzy, and Drigger falls as well. He did get the double kill before dying. A double kill as well goes to Last. And that was very chaotic, and I'm not entirely sure what was everything that happened there, but a tower falls and more kills go to Plague than to Cnturion. And the tower falls as well in the bot lane for the Renekton, but he has to recall to prevent this inner tower from falling. As Trollo and Last are relentlessly on that.
I think it's a hashtag team tank, this game. Like, you just see them, they're diving the tier 2, they don't even care, they miss skill shots. Actually, what skill shots do they have? Yeah, they have Ornal, I guess. Then it's kind of about it, really. I mean,
they won the fight, even though they didn't have the Solar Flare from the Leona, and the Ornal didn't do all too much. But they still won the fight. Of course, Renekton wasn't in that one, so it was a 5v4. But they were very low when the second half of the fight started, and they still got the longer end of the stick. So Cnturion have to think of something to get to Last at this point, because killing Lodio will not be enough anymore.
They have to slow the game down. That's the thing. Like, they have the Sivir, but if they can force, like how they are at the moment,
taking a lot of punishment from that Baron.
Yeah, I was gonna say that team. Not really his friend right now, but yeah, they're taking a lot of punishment right now. They're taking far too many fights. It is their style of competition, but like, unless they are forcing onto you where you're forced to fight, and you kind of start off by getting a pick, like, there's no reason to fight. It's not like they've started a Baron, then you take, then you have to fight, and then if you lose it, okay, you had to fight. They were going for, you're at your tier 2 tower, sort of calling if you're going to go back onto Leona. Resurrection gets caught, then that snowballs into a fight which you lose again. So
yeah,
the circumstances.
He did live very, very long when so many people were around him there. Something I do want to point your attention to is Lodio. He is so strong on this Olaf. He has more farm than both ADCs. He's the second richest player in this game at the moment. And as such, it's gonna still be a while till he falls off on this Olaf. So while it's not gonna be enough to kill him even anymore, I'm not sure how well Cnturion is able to kill him before he gets a couple kills in. I think the Baron is engaged. Yes, it is. It's a 9,500 HP, and I don't think Cnturion are close enough to really stop it.
I don't think the director camera realizes that the Baron's been taken either. I would rather watch your next. There we go. For me,
it's a Baron without contest for play. Now they're moving into the top side jungle. Kai'Sa jumping in with a killer instinct. He's legendary, killing Bramsh. Who is gonna stop this Kai'Sa in the middle of so many tanks? And now with the Baron...
Game 2. That's maybe what's gonna stop Kai'Sa. Like, you know, no BM, just literally, that's how this game is gone. It's like game 2, go next. We tried this ridiculous draft.
Gold. The flank from Kui is not even in range to do anything, but Trollo is already jumping in. Solar Flare misses mostly. It's only souls here. So they're gonna have to wait a bit longer for that fight. They do go to this dragon now to pick up their third one of the game. More resistances are always gonna feel nice for this team. You can never be tanky enough, right? And there's not really any chance of a contest happening here. Maybe a steal? No. Dranger goes in, goes out again. Chrono Break is useful for that one, but yeah, it's all going Plague.
It's
This
just,
game.
yeah, like it's okay. So your win condition could have been a top laner that could outscale the Ornn, but you've taken the Aatrox. It's not going to be, the Fioras, the Camille's. It's not something. Aurelia even you can stick in a side lane and maybe you win the game. The Echo Jungle isn't going to have the tankiness. I guess the better word is durability to stick on to the Kai'Sa with the Leona. The Renekton's, not going to do anything.
That was
Uh,
a stopwatch.
Oh, that's quite important. That's. I mean, how much gold's he on? 630. He's sleeping in Zonian. So that's. Oh boy. Yeah, that's. It's all go for bad to worse, really.
Yeah, I mean, it happens to pros as well.
Well,
We all remember
I
Dyrus'
guess
Lulu.
because they're losing, he just wanted to feel golden, right?
Yeah, that's possible. Maybe he's also a bit tilted and thought he had a ward on that slot.
I'm gonna go
Maybe.
with the first one. It just sounds better. He wants to be a golden boy.
The top laners hit each other a little bit, but not much happening there. I'm way more interested in what's happening bot lane as the inner tower falls to Lordio, who is having a phenomenal game together with Last and
I
Troll.
mean, this is
The
just.
core of that team. Oh, Last goes in with the killer instinct, and Resurrection has to flash away. He's almost dead. Speaking of almost dead, Drigger uses the Chrono Break to get away. Last is legendary, killing Resurrection. The Ornhorn is sounded.
Oh, Jesus.
Knocks up Drigger, and that's a lot of damage from just the Ornhorn. Crap hits as well.
Oh!
Double kill to Last. He's just getting spoon-fed these
Oh,
kills.
Renekton, what are you doing, buddy?
Tower falls. Rhino 5 goes in, tries to get anything
Go on, buddy.
done, but he can't
Flashes
eat
onto the-
damage Last. Can he get the pentakill? He's got the triple already. They do prioritize the inhibitor over diving the Nexus Towers. They do have a bit of time though. After the triple kill towards the quadrant, Audio flashes forward, hits the axe onto Wellesley. But he's too far away and the tower was hitting him. So they have to slow that down. No pentakill this game for Last as it remains a triple. 11, 1, and 3 on this Kai'Sa. Comes there a spoon, here comes the airplane. No more kills though, as the Nexus falls. Someone wanted these 50 gold real bad. And game 1 goes to play convincingly.
I mean, I'm honestly stunned by the draft still. Honestly, like, I'm still taken back by that. Like I'm still trying to figure out why they're thinking this is good. Like what? Like they've surely got to the grand final by being a good team, right? By having the 5 wins under the belt, and they're playing this strange composition game 1.
I mean, maybe it's like full comfort, and they thought if we're good enough on our comfort champions, maybe we can just snowball and win. But
Yeah, but what do they do now? They've lost on those
not
comfort
against
champions.
Plague. We'll have to see if they have another team comp in the bag or in their sleeves for game 2. As we are now, we're gonna take a short break of about 5 minutes, and then game 2 will commence of this grand final of Group D in Valence League. There's at least 2 more to go, even if Plague do win the next one.
True.
So this could be a long night, and tilt could play a factor. So let's not write off CNT just yet.
True.
Hello and welcome back to the final of Valence League's Group D between Plague and Cnturion. That was a convincing game one from Plague. Demo, what do you think? How is it gonna keep
Yeah,
going?
well, I was just saying that before we just jump back into live, that I'm hoping that that game was a sort of a throwaway. Best of five. Let's just pick what we're really comfortable on. See if we can get away with it. Maybe this is the game where
Three out of the five champs Plague played in game one are gone. Olaf, Orn, and Garen, as Set, LeBlanc, and MF remain their bans.
yeah. Okay.
So we're gonna see a whole new draft now.
Yeah,
Mordekaiser is the first pick.
maybe it is. Maybe this is the turnaround. There's no Echo coming out. There's no shit, but they're just gonna take. They could just go. I mean,
Leona looks like the first
I,
pick
I
for
really
again.
like I really like Tarek, but then if he gets ulted by Mordekaiser, it's a bit of a counter.
Yeah.
I feel like Callista's underused, but then again, it depends on both the AD carries play it. There's a lot depending on it.
Yeah. So they seem to be thinking a lot longer about their picks. The Leona is locked now for Kui. Let's see what they pair it with, or if they pick jungle or another lane now.
This is a game where I feel like if you do play things like a Morgana and maybe a Thresh, it would be really good. And to the Leona, just trying to shut her down as much as you can.
Yeah.
Stop these engages. Take cleanse on your AD carry as well. Just a multitude of things.
Lee Sin for Laudio, so he
Okay.
looks to show us another carry performance, probably.
Well, yeah, most played champion. They all have been banned away. He's thinking, okay, I can go to Lee Sin. And
Zac for Drigger. So
okay.
no more Echo.
Yeah, I mean
Zackiness.
that's yeah. I mean it's a lot of disruption so far.
Yeah.
In terms of Mordekaiser Zac, it's a lot of disruption, and that could be a big key to picking on last. But there isn't going to be 4 tanks and a carry this time, and there's very much going to be. I mean, Garen was.
Does this force the Zaya pick or ban from?
I like it though. I do like it. Okay, it's going to be banned. So they forced the ban, which doesn't necessarily make Rick champion, but it does weaken his presence. But
let's see what happens here. I do definitely expect the Zaya ban now.
Yeah, there we go.
There
I mean,
it
it
is.
was a good force. I don't like. Obviously, we don't know their communication, but they could be saying, "Okay, we just take Rakan. We know the Zaya away. We don't want Zaya anyway, but they're going to ban it. They get a free ban essentially, in a sense. They have a lot of engage.
Kai'Sa gone now. The targeting
right
lost
now-
again.
Right now, it's looking towards that sort of try hard game 2 rather than the throwaway game 1.
They banned 4 of the champions that played in game 1, and they only didn't ban the Leona, probably because they couldn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, they just they don't fear it at the moment.
There's the
and
Varus ban now against Welsi. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 ADCs gone. Let's see if it's accompanied by a 5th one, if the Vayne or the Aphelios go again. But I'm really curious what they want to pair these supports with, as Orianna is banned. So no ball action.
They do need some sort of lockdown, like like a middle mage, like a Syndra, things like that.
Yeah.
A Syndra or a
Oh,
Sand.
lock it.
I mean, I don't mind. I honestly don't mind
It's
it.
the Vayne.
I don't mind it against the Rakan, the Zac. I mean, it's going to be, in one sense, it's scary because you have so much potential to get onto the Vayne, and Leona can't really support her, can't eat her, can't lantern her, things like that.
Counterpoint, Lust is really, really good on Vayne.
that I will have to be shown because I have not seen this man play.
So we see Jinx and Ahri locked in to finalize CNT's composition. This looks a lot more well-rounded than the first one.
That's for sure. I definitely feel like that was a throwaway game. It has to be now. This draft is so much different. It's a lot of magic damage though. You're really relying on your Jinx being in this game. If Darius does pick up the early Visage and Jinx falls behind and your Vayne's ahead.
Is this a Cho'Gath mid? No, it's a Zoe. And this looks like 2 explosive team comps. The Rakan and the Zac can have very long-range engages. The Zoe has very long-range bubbles, potentially. The Ahri can go in with her dashes and taunt someone up. Uh, while the only follow-up they really have for the Zoe bubble on Plague side is that Solar Flare.
I
The
mean,
Vayne, the Lee Sin, and the Darius all have to be a bit closer to really do much. It
uh,
does look like a snowbally comp again. If they get onto you, you're gonna get
I could
destroyed if you're behind.
I could easily see how um the Ari could easily go glacial and
Yeah, definitely.
slow this team down. Vayne outside of the queue obviously doesn't have much outside of the tumble, doesn't have much mobility. Zoe isn't going to go anywhere. Darius isn't going to go anywhere. Leona, this team really struggles to get onto them. Outside
Mm.
of the bubble and the solar flare, and potentially the was the Leona E.
The Zenith Blade.
That's the one. Yes, very good, thank you. And yeah, it's just it's very very interesting. I feel like if there's a chance Mordekaiser, drags them back, gets a good ultimate off, or he gets a charm,
Mm.
but can't. It's very, very scary for both these
Um,
teams.
yeah, I'm also looking at these bot lanes, and the Jinx and Rakan are probably gonna keep pushing the Vayne and the Leona in, and then you have Zac and Ari. That could be this very very scary 4-man dive if the Ari manages to push in the Zoe. And Vayne Leona don't really have too many tools to prevent dying to a dive of that size, even with Leona stun and the Vayne tumble and condemn.
Yeah,
Against 4 people, they're gonna really struggle if they get dove, and of course the Mordekaiser will probably run the TP as well. So I think this looks to be the plan of CNT, like crap on this bot lane and get the Jinx ahead, so she'll just zoom around the map and kill everybody.
yeah, yeah.
The thing is, it's a pretty obvious plan. So what do you think Play can do against it?
They can just look to play around the bubble. I mean, the L'Oreal Lee Sin. I feel like Play can get a lot done if the Lee Sin is on point. If he's feeling it, if he's feeling quite confident, is able to kick the Jinx back in. If Kui wants to play more aggressive, and then obviously mid game, if you're playing around these Zoe bubbles, if you're playing around objectives, sort of Drakes, tier 1 towers, even the Herald, you land a bubble. It's very, very scary if these double carries, the Ari and the Jinx, don't have cleanse. So it'll be interesting to see what summoners they run. I presume they will both run cleanse. Jinx will get double value out of that. It can also delay the purchase of QSS, so she'll get her spikes earlier. And also QSS will have to come out for the Mordekaiser if he does get ahead. Resurrection was good in that first game.
Yeah.
Different beast in the Darius, maybe more comfort for Daddy J this game. But across the board, yeah, completely different teams. Plague sort of forced to with 4 of their champions being banned from game 1. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm definitely excited for game 2. Yeah, considering how game 1 went, I'm much more positive than I thought it would be. I'm glad Shaco is not even
Close
appearing
to the
on my
game.
screen.
We're gonna have to see how Centurion's mental handles that loss in game 1, though, because I mean they
That's
will
true.
know. Of course, they didn't have the first 3 bans due to a late roster submission. Thanks for that information from Jonjo and Travis. So maybe they thought, okay, let's see what Plague pick if we let them, and then let's just ban that for the next game.
Yeah, but it's
So they might have their mental completely reset through that,
yeah,
or they
I
might
think
still be tilted by getting destroyed. We will see in this game, as we will at any moment at least get into the loading screen
yeah, we'll
and
see
can take a look at those summoners and runes.
Yeah, but I agree. I think yeah, that's the advantage for CNT. The fact that they do. You never like to use excuses for your loss. It's just pure performance. But okay, so not running. Oh god. Okay, so they're just running ignite and heal. You're
No
against Leona
cleanse
Zoe.
against the
Why would you
Zoe.
not run cleanse? Like,
Oh,
oh
yeah,
boy.
maybe they're confident they can dodge the bubbles. I cannot
Oh
tell
boy.
you. We're probably not gonna see the glacial Ari, as
Nope. No. That's not
electrocute
good.
is the rune choice for 905 here. The other runes are all fairly standard as far as I can see.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Pretty
see
much.
the
Yeah.
Zoe on the Airy. You could argue for electrocute or for meteor, but it's a standard choice still.
I feel like that's I feel like that heal. I mean, it can help you if you're trying to dodge a gank, but if you're already charmed, that heal is, you're gonna have to be pretty quick to dodge the rest of the
Yeah.
damage to get out of that to still survive. So We'll see how he uses that summoner throughout the game. But yeah, I guess they are confident, yes, with their run a double cleanse, but I just feel like you get so much value
Yeah.
from running them. I don't see why you wouldn't. You see lots of AD carries running it against Leona.
It looks like a lot of people on one stack. It looks like CNT have some kind of plan for this level 1.
Okay. Oof. Wait,
First damage
Q,
dealt to
Q looked a
Lordio.
bit, that Q looked a bit fat, not gonna lie.
Trigger puts in a
Oof.
deep ward at the chicken camp, but loses almost half his HP to the Zoe for it.
Oh boy. Yeah, that.
And it looks like Plague are doing a late invade onto the red buff, or at least a late ward, as 905 gets
How much value? How much value
Zoe
is she
bubble
getting?
feels. Jesus, look at this damage.
If he
905
Qs and pops
him
heal,
200 HP. If he hits that Q, he could be dead.
what's he
And
doing?
First blood to Trollu. Level 1 in the 1v1.
What?
What was going on there? He still has flash. Why did he stay in there?
Like he could flash the fall, sure, but like at least don't give up. What? What is going on? Why did you just like take a level 1 trade with this? I thought that trade was going to be he was going to surprise the and kind of run him down with the movement speed, and then
Zack and Rakan come out of the bush, but no, they were walking towards the red buff because they were afraid of that invade. That didn't happen. They just put in a ward. They do know now that Trigger is on this red, while they leash for Lordio, and this game gets underway with a 400 gold lead for Trollolu.
yeah, what is going on? Okay, what has happened? Level 1.
That's taking a lot of damage.
This game has actually blown my mind. This is honestly, this is like.
I mean, Lance can't get to lane at the moment. They're zoning him. He's very low on HP as well.
I mean,
Flash goes onto him and he guides him. This could be very dangerous. Kui also on less than 300 HP already again.
the
This was a very interesting start to the bot lane for Last and Kui not choosing the safe route, but the unsafe one, and losing quite a bit of CS and quite a bit of HP in the process.
Oh, the greed is real. Honestly,
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
it's geez, like level 1. Like, oh, I don't know. I don't. I'm hoping that that doesn't, fully tilt the Cnturion team. Yeah, I'm hoping that's just like, okay, I didn't expect that damage level 1 from Zoe and I died, unfortunately. Maybe.
Yeah. But how is this going to affect 905's mental now? Because he just was solo killed level 1. Is he just going to say, oh god, Zoe's such a bullshit champion, I don't want to play against it? Or can he put his mind back into this game without thinking about this level 1 death?
Well, they banned Oriana over his most played champion, so.
Oh, there's an invade happening onto Drigger as we speak. Trollolu is there and Lordio is right behind him. The bubble hits. Drigger is drowsy and jumps away sleeping. And the wolf saves him from the paddle star, but he's still alone. And Lordio comes on the wall, hits the Q, gets charged
damage
by 905. Drigger splits up into a few bloblets. I don't think
Mordekaiser's flash.
905 can save him. Trollolu has slain X-Trigger with the paddle star, and he keeps getting further ahead. I'm gonna channel my inner Jesse Pinkman. He can't keep getting away with it. Oh, and Lordio's gonna.
Well, apparently he can.
Add insult to injury. He's not giving it to Trollolu. He wants that for himself. But yeah, it's going Plague's way again at the moment.
I mean, Trollolu just he's just playing his champion better, really. I mean, it's honestly good communication because there's no way you just gonna go find a Zac. So obviously, Lordio said, okay, I'm going to invade, come with me. Uh-oh.
Well, that's a 1v1 happening in the bot lane. That's a lot of blood stacks on the Mordekaiser. And Lordio is here.
So a lot of damage in this
creep. Why is he taking so much damage for free?
Oh god.
It's Resurrection solo kill onto DeadlyJ. 1v2. Can you get Lordio as well? The Neeson has to flash away and Resurrection keeps chasing. He breaks the chase after the flash is burned, and that was a big question mark moment from DaddyJ.
Yeah. What have I got for you? I mean, he's just expecting Lordio to be there with the W quicker, I guess. He just wants him there.
Yeah, maybe. But he just took so much damage for free as Last is knocked up by the Rakan, gets stunned by Kui. Saves his ADC. A lot of skill shots missed in that one, as Last dodged you from Branch. And now Drigger is here. Last does not have all too much HP. If the Zac hits a jump, this could spell death for Last. Does have the tumble, does have the flash, does have the heal. The jump is coming and is cancelled.
Just let the wave come. Just let the wave come. Don't, like... They're giving it away so much
Oh, there it is. Knockup doesn't land. Last just walks away. He didn't even need to tumble for that one. And now Bramsh lost a lot of HP and has the PTA on him.
Like, they could just last hit the wave. Either they know Zac is there and have to respect it, so Vayne loses out in CS, or they don't respect it. The wave shoves, and then
Pings are
Trigger
coming
gets
down.
in with
Lodio
it.
sees him.
Okay.
And look at that.
Oh.
Trololo is here as well. They have to respect
Oh.
that double hit Strega. Battlestar coming in. That's a lot of damage. Last tumbles forward, stuns with the condemn. Wellesley has to flash away. And this is still very dangerous with the Zoe around, who can just one-shot you from a kilometer away.
Yeah, that feels pretty bad when you're getting bubbles, level 4 to burn your flash. But it's just little things like that that can make a huge difference. Like if that wave shoves there and they get, double sums, or they even get a kill, like it just changes the mentality of the way things are going.
Oh, Charm hits. It's a lot of damage.
It's 6.
Electrocute procs.
If he didn't have, I mean, he does. Oh, okay, I mean, even if he burns the Spell Thief flash, he still has his own. So.
Oh, there he is. He's forward. Trololo flashes away. Ignites the Zoe, but barely survives that ignite. And so Trololo didn't even use his own flash. 905 flashed forward.
Yeah,
and
that's what I
Trololo
mean.
used the flash he picked up.
Yeah.
And so to the cost of 0 summoners, 905.
But he's also
managed to get the kill.
He's also pinged in the chat that the Zoe flash was burned, which it wasn't. That was a Spell Thief flash. So if Trigger thinks like that flashes down, tries to gank it, and then he flashes away, that's it's a lot of time invested for nothing. So
yeah,
just all these little things building up that can really change the game.
Well, I think the flash Trololo used there was the one Wellesley used earlier in the bot lane, because he still had a flash.
Yeah.
A couple of seconds ago. He's now moving topside to maybe a Daddy J against Resurrection. Trigger is losing a lot of HP to the Dread buff. He also already was very low when doing the Krugs, and now he needs his support help to pick up the buff. Look how small he is.
I mean, he could. I mean, okay, unless he rushes topside now.
Oh, the Battlestar is pretty big damage, but the bubble misses as Daddy J pulls Resurrection in and gets a club to the face in return. Or a guitar to the face, rather, as it's the Pentakill Mordekaiser skin. 905 misses the charm, tries to 1v1 Trololo. That went badly before. The Electrocute has already procced, and they walk away from each other, and 905 wins the war for the ward.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking right now that there is a potential for this Ari to start winning out on these trades more. Once he has access to Ultimate, if he wants to charm, there is really good kill threat. So it's he's done well. His mental has done decently well. Okay, he's died early on, but he's the same CS and he's not getting bullied. That's
Battlestar hits, but Bramsh doesn't really care about that one.
Yeah.
Just dashes over the wall.
And we're in a bit of a low state, Joe. It's not really much going on. The gold lead is literally that kill.
It's only 200 gold actually. Lodio now walks into maybe a trap, as this dragon is definitely the next objective the teams will be looking for. As we see more trading in the top lane. Resurrection is a bit ahead though, 20 CS and a level.
Well, he hasn't backed,
over Daddy
so
J.
he is sitting on. Actually, wait, how? 815 stats to kill. Oh, I guess the kill. Yeah, I was gonna say they're both sitting on roughly the same gold, even though he has, like, I don't know.
Daddy J is really behind in this top lane though. It's almost 20
yeah,
CS and he hasn't backed yet. Oh, gets found by Lodio.
Yeah,
he kicks him
it.
away. Flash away from the Zac. Can he get the jump off?
What?
Bubble misses him for
Huh?
some reason. Trololo flashes forward, dodges the charm that way. And now everyone will be really confused on Centurion's side, as they thought that Zoe had no flash. And Zoe still has the flash up, because this time it was Draga's flash that he picked up.
Yeah, how did that bubble miss?
I'm not sure. Maybe it was a jump animation. The condemn hits and stuns Bramsh against the wall. He has to jump out of there. Lodio hits the kill, follows through, but doesn't get through with that, as Bramsh had another dash.
No mana.
The ult is used. Trololo has no mana. This could be a kill for 905 actually, because he has a lot of that. The auto attacks keep coming. Heal is used. The charm hits as well. Ignite. This is a shot for 905. Nice one, but last gets a return kill. As the roam was going on from the bot lane. No dragon able to be engaged here as Mordekaiser teleported to this, so this could be Centurions actually, as they have 4 people here, while Plague only have 3. Daddy J does have teleport, they could make this a fight if they wanted to.
They can play patient, they have the ward behind them right now, they have the
Yeah, the
Darius
dragon is
TP,
pummeling
just
with
let
them.
them tank it.
Silver bullets hits, Lordio comes in, gets trumped up, and has to jump out. And now Resurrection with last in the Death Realm. Can the Vayne survive this? The Death Realm is still on. He is out of it with the flash. Now Resurrection has to flash out. His Quee sits in its face, has ignited him.
Oh,
Hit,
oh no!
For that with his life, the bubble misses as well. And now Daddy J is against 3 people. This is all going to the gutter for Plague. Trollu did get a kill, but Daddy J will pay for that 1v3. No, it will not. Trollu comes in. The Bloblets split for Drigger. And
Yeah, I mean,
just silently pick that one up with the help of Daddy J. Trollu
looks
picks
like
it up, actually steals the kill from his ADC, but for some reason, suddenly the fight turned around at a critical moment. Very close and messy fight ends in the favor of Plague as they engage the dragon.
well, I mean, it looks like Trigger was jumping into the game. He completely flies past the Darius, gets the Q heal, and then it just becomes such a messy fight. It was 3v1 for the Darius for so long, even with just a phage. And you see the build from Zach right now, doesn't have health, which he loves so much. Just going for the early tabbies, and yeah, I mean, I understand the defensive build, but you know, when there's a 4-0 Zoe, well, 4-1, sorry, so that's a lot of damage.
What I don't understand though is how the hell did Daddy J survive this? I know the Zoe arrived in the nick of time, but how did he even live that long against 3 people on his own?
Just no damage. No damage from the Jinx just yet. I mean, she requires, her base stats are quite weak compared to other guys. She's obviously, as a hyper carry, she skills so well with items, but yeah, right now she doesn't have too much damage. And I didn't quite see the replay, but if he did manage to land 1 or 2 Qs, he gets the heal.
We sees it though. They have a pink word on it.
What's that called? What is that Q?
Cnturion
Decimate.
there.
So, oh, okay. Rift are going to say hello to the logo.
Last has rotated to the top lane together with Quee, so they did initiate a lane swap. And now they engage the Rift Herald themselves, with Lordio being there. And Wellesley still stuck in the spot lane. Brumsh is coming in on the Rakando, and this is a dangerous place to be for Last, with a Mordekaiser right in front of him. Lordio goes in with the Q though. Can he get the kickoff? He does, but Resurrection is aided by Trigger. It's a 2v3, but 905 and Brumsh are coming. This could spell disaster as Last's health is getting reduced. He does get the 1v1 kill onto the Mordekaiser as Quee goes golden. Now 905 goes in with the ult, gets the ignite off onto Last, kills him. And there's another one going over to Quee. But Lordio can turn this around with the help of Trollu. He gets the kill on Brumsh, and now everybody is low. Trollu flashes forward, uses the ignite, and he just dances around his enemies. Gets the kill onto Ari as well.
Oh, really nice.
Panel Star gives him the double kill. And that was a great turnaround for a messy fight. And to add insult to injury, Daddy J gets the solo kill onto Wellesley, just dunks him into the ground with a big axe.
Yep, and you know, we were talking about mental before. You know, they have a good draft now. They have all the bans there, and they're still losing. And the game is still relatively cool. It's just unfortunately they didn't have Jinx there with a team fight. They had Jinx 1v1 versus Darius, and yeah, sadly you really want your AD carry there. If he's there to snowball off that kill onto a Last or Queen, gets his passive, that could have been a 1-5.
Yeah, what was really crucial in that, even before Trollu arrived, was Last managing to solo kill the Mordekaiser while being 2 levels down on him in the Death Realm, I think.
Yeah, he just missed the E. He wasn't able to land the Death's Grasp, and you know, if you miss that, Vayne's a tricky champion to deal with. You know, she does have
very
access
slippery.
to tumble.
That Lordio still has that Eye of the Herald, so they can still use that, and they already have a 2,000 gold lead at this very moment. And the Trollu on Zoe, he's just so far ahead at this point. He's over 6,000 gold. That's almost a whole lost chapter ahead of 905.
Oh, he been.
We've seen stars. We've seen what they can do to Drigger, as he has no MR yet, and that's supposed to be a tanky champion.
I'm very surprised that he went GLP. I understand he wants to slow them down. Yeah, okay, I get that. But just with your lead and the ability to, yeah, you probably still will have near ability to one shot. But I just thought Ludens would have been
yeah, it's a curious
choice with your lead. You know, just try and slow you down as much as possible.
It's working for him. he seems to be able to navigate this Zoe very well and just walking around everybody with the movement speed buffs and with the slows on the enemies. Walk around them, get these auto attack weave-ins together with his abilities. So far it's been working for him. And Daddy J also now a lot more confident with that kill on the Jinx. Cannot 1v1 the Mordekaiser quite yet though.
Yeah, I feel like if he manages to get rallies, maybe second. I mean, I don't know if he'll be able to pick that up with the repercussions have been really squishy or team fit potential. But
oh, the gank is on. Zack's here.
Okay.
Rift Herald is summoned in the bot lane,
Oh,
but the gank is onto Daddy J in the top lane. He just walks away from it, and so Zack's presence sorely missed. The Solar Flare hits in the mid lane. 905 has to ult away while the bot turret falls to the Herald. And Last just dodging this.
Oh.
Great kick from Lordio! And Wellesley has to flash away and still dies. The teleport comes in way too late. Now Lordio is alone. Does not get knocked up by anything. Just ward hops out from the Death Claw from Mordekaiser, who pins him in the Death Realm while Last hits a sleeping Mr. Brahms with silver bullets. Drigger will fall as well. He split into Blobless. Resurrection did not manage to get a kill onto Lordio and falls just after that. Unstoppable Zoe, a 3-1-7 Last as well, who had to use Flash but did survive. A 4-0 for Plague, and they're running over the game again.
Yep, well, you may be able to ban all the champions from last game, but you can't ban 8 to 10 champions now. You can't ban this draft and the last draft, so they're gonna have to come up with something different. But yeah, this game is slowly going from bad to worse. We have how much gold in the Zoe? 1,800 on the Zoe, 2,000 on Vayne. A lot of gold.
A lot of gold, yeah.
Yeah.
And Lordio's still dead. This Lee Sin, he's doing so well with these ward hops. Drowsy Bramsh, Lordio goes in, he's rooted by Kui as well. Won't manage to survive. Drigger comes in from the side to save him. Trollo is dominating, did get the kill onto Bramsh. Now Lordio has to run for his life. And the sleep is so long. Drigger does not have passive this time. Trollo was charmed, but does get the double kill and survive. 2 kills for free again for Plague, and it keeps going from worse to even worse.
Well, the name is very fitting because, with the Plague, the lead seems to be spreading through the team.
Yeah,
they're sharing.
Might rename themselves to COVID-19.
Oh god. Oh boy. Well, I mean, yeah, that could be strong enough. But
Charm
okay.
hits. Goes in with the ult, gets the ignite off. Ults away again. Ticks down, he survives!
He just needed
one more tick of the ignite and he would have been dead. He just needed one auto attack there.
Yeah, he could have
again.
attacked, but yeah.
He was so sure he got the kill, but he didn't.
Yeah, he thought he had enough, unfortunately didn't. But I mean that is a bit of positivity about the RA pick, is that they can potentially get a kill like that if the build, he's gonna go Oblivion or potentially Zonya's.
But Queen Last are flanking, the charm missed us. The Zenith Blade misses. Oh, nothing happening. At least Last goes in with the Blade of the Rune King. Does not manage, you see. Top lane could be ganked now. 1v1 is already dangerous. Resurrection is very low. He's bleeding. Bleed for me, baby, says Daddy J, but Resurrection survives, and now he is against Trigger's bouncing blobs. He does manage to get a Q off the Decimate to heal quite a bit, and the recall is on. Oh, Lordio, can he find him in time? He smites him, and he's on a rampage. Gets the E off too. Bubble misses onto Wellesley, but he has to run away now. Paddlestar hits him. One more auto will do it. Why is he there in the side lane? Trollo is legendary. 10-1-3. Top lane tower falls. Oh, I think the tilt is setting in, dude.
Did he not learn his lesson from the last solo laner he tried to or run away from? Who was? So now it's the Zoe that, just have your Jinx in mid lane sitting soaking farm and try and scale. I don't understand why you have your AD carry on their own, but yeah, bewilderment is setting in once again. It's not quite a Shaco draft.
5,500 gold.
I mean, Zack has done absolutely nothing.
He's died a lot. And he has still 0 magic resist against this 10-1 Zoe.
I mean, he has almost the same goal.
He's trying to go in. He hits him with a stretching strike. Zoe's rooted. He does not get out of this. 3 people are too much even for him. The shutdown goes to the Super Mega Death Rocket from downtown. So something positive we can say for Cnturion in this game is they do still try to make plays, right? They tried to get Daddy J in the top lane. Of course, that one failed, but this time they got the play onto the Zoe, who was overextended in the bot lane after that kill onto Wellesley, who does get revenge even with the Death Rocket. But they're still very far behind, and it's still quite the mountain to climb, as 4,000 gold is what they're behind, as that was a pretty big shutdown. Oh, Claudio goes in, Branch goes out.
Uh-oh.
Wellesley was recalling on the ward though, and Last just hits on him. Zenith Blade with the flash, Solar Flare, pardon me, and now Lee Sin kicks Mr. Bramshin as well. He's been so clean with these kicks, and that's 2 kills, and suddenly, what looked good for Cnturion for a second is already gone again. The lead is almost 5,000 again, and now the Baron is on the cards for Plague.
It's just lazy. It's just laziness. Recalling so well, yeah. So what's the word for it?
Careless.
Yeah, it's chaos. I'm trying to think of another word.
Oh, Charm hits onto Kui, and he falls to Resurrection. Now, can they make this a fight they can win? Resurrection is healing up quite a bit. Laudio is fairly low, and he's in the Death Realm, so he can't smite the Baron.
Okay.
Last is on a rampage. We see Laudio fall, but it's just not enough as Daddy J enters this fight and kills Resurrect. Oh, the Super Mega Death Rocket goes wide. 2 deaths, so on Plague. They did get Laudio, they did get Kui, so the Baron is cancelled for now. It was a 2 for 2, and any even fight is a good fight for a Cnturion at this stage of the game.
That's true.
And they managed to cancel the Baron. Next objective is going to be this Drake, though.
Yeah, that is the scary thing. Is the fact that they are able to take fights whenever they want, really. You know, regardless of if they are able to pick up the Drakes and get the cooldown reduction with the ultimate, it's just they can just go whenever they want. I feel they can just force once they 5v5. You know, I don't think there's anything Zach can do so far behind. Nashor's Tooth on the Mordekaiser isn't going to have morale. He's slow. He's got the Zonias for the armor.
Oh, Last. He's very greedy here. Does hit the Condemn, but I think they're just looking to scare them away from this dragon, which would be their 3rd one, putting them onto Soul Point already.
Well, yeah. It's funny to think of a 5-1-10 Bane. Only have 1 item. But yeah, the CS is.
He is carrying 1,800 gold almost. Laudio now going in, he wants Bramsh, but Bramsh walks away, and Laudio doesn't want to chase into a dark jungle that is full of terrors, probably.
Well, you'd hope so. You'd hope that somebody would be there to help them. But, yeah. They're not really grouping up at the moment. Zach's just going to jungle. We have Ari in the bot side, Mordekaiser top side. I feel like they have to respond, otherwise this tower just.
This push.
Are they just going to give up for
very,
free?
very quickly? Look at this. As Zach misses everybody, he will get stunned by Leona, but Mr. Bramsh comes in as well.
Okay.
With the taunts, and they do get a lot of damage onto Last, but no one dies just yet. Now, can they get this flank off? Mordekaiser is behind the enemy team. Daddy J is on the killing spree, but falls.
Okay, wait a minute.
On Plague side. That was a great flank from Resurrection, and the shutdown goes to Jinx, who will get excited now. Now it's on Plague to run away. 3 versus 4, and low health bars all around, and full health bars all around for Cnturion. That was what they needed to maybe find a way back into this game.
Yeah, I mean, if they were able to get that Zoe. It just appears that they're not really wanting to play around the Zoe picks. They don't want to play around the damage that she has right now. They don't want to chunk somebody low and then look for an objective. They just look to try and 5-man rush mid. And yeah, it was the right call in some senses because, you know, Mordekaiser's top and Ari's pushing bot lane. But they collapsed really quickly and yeah, they got punished for it. And it just slows the game. I mean, it's only a 1,300 gold lead. Somehow, 23 kills and there's a 1,500 gold lead. That doesn't sit well.
That's probably also one of the reasons why this went the way it did. They probably feel like they're further ahead than they actually are, as they're 13 kills and 3 dragons ahead. But for some reason, the gold lead is fairly small. The contributing factors to this are probably the shutdowns that Cnturion got onto Trolldulu and onto Last. When Trolldulu was 10-1, that shutdown probably was really big. Also, there was a 500 gold shutdown on this last team fight. If we get flank stops like this, yeah, it's going to be huge. Here we go. A fight like this could easily swing the game around. If they get another fight like this, they can maybe kill these low health bars. While Laudio gets the kickoff, Resurrection goes golden. Does he have a way out of this? He will get hit by the bubble. He's drowsy, he's rooted, he's dead. But Last falls as well. 905 with a great play here. Trollu also very low. The chase onto 905 is on though, as Laudio and Kui get this one down, while Daddy J has the goal to have 3 people on him and still survive for the second time this game. And this time it's advantage to Plague again, even though last file.
Yeah, I just feel like if they can play around this Jinx, get the front to back team fight going, not really.
Jump in. Stretching strike lands. Can Daddy J get away from this? Yes, he can. He did even get the Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, just it's so strange that it's such a close game, even though it looks like it's just a clean 2-0, right? It's just very strange right now.
Fed. What I'm seeing from Plague at the moment is they don't seem to think ahead as much like they did last game. Last game it always seemed like they were one step ahead of the play, and now they seem to be. I guess we're all mid lane. Let's just push. I guess maybe. And they get punished for it. So they need to plan out their moves better again, and then they can coast this lead to a victory, probably, as the threat of a Dragon Soul will enter the game fairly soon as well. While they start this Baron already.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just got to go down. There's not going to be a contest in this Baron.
Zac is recalling.
Yeah.
The bot lane from the inner tower mid. 2-man Baron from that. Smart choice. As we were talking about being a step ahead of the play, they realized they can they can do the Baron with 2 men, with only Laudio on last. As this lane has finished the Rage Blade.
And they're going to come over now, but it's far too late.
It's just too late. Red team has slain Baron Nashor, and now the fight could be on. Solar Flare lands, and Bramsh can dash out again. This is not the target you want to hit with the Solar Flare, as Laudio gets charmed. That's quite a chunk of damage, but not enough to dissuade them, and the dragon is spawning in less than 1 minute, and now with this Baron buff on them, it looks very much like they could get that soul fairly easily.
At least for Cnturion. So it's only the Cloud Soul, it's not, literally any other soul. It's not really going to help them to maybe Vayne, Darius, potentially. But
it could be huge, but to dodge the Mordekaiser Claw and the Zac jump though, right?
Yeah, I guess the movement speed is nice. Yeah, I just never feel like it's a hugely impactful Drake compared to the others. I feel like all the others serve their purpose and team fight so much more.
Misses. If they have to land some poke before they can fight, I think. Oh, Trollu is in a very scary position here.
Okay.
Cut off from the team. They cannot dare to attack this dragon yet, and they're just wasting their Baron buff at the moment. They're not pushing any lanes. They're just dancing around this dragon. Solar Flare misses. Only Wellesley gets slowed. And so a big teamfight ultimate is on cooldown for the moment. Bubble hits Zac though, as Trigger sleeps for a bit. Nothing much else happening. Everybody's just dancing around a bit, trying to stop the other team from doing this dragon. Which I believe is started by last right now.
Okay, so I wondered if they just wanted to. Did they want to bait every single start? It's a very strange. It looks like they're trying to fight for mid pressure, see who can push the wave. But
drowsy onto Mordekaiser. That's a big chunk of damage as Zac jumps in. Lots of roots, lots of charms, and last. Can he survive this? No, he has to flash out and dies anyway. And now it's a lopsided fight. Laudio goes golden while on the flank. Trollu is being chased by 905. He has no mana. He cannot fight back against Ari. The charm hits and he dies. But Kui fell as well. Daddy J looked like he could survive again, but this time 3 people is too much. As a 4th one comes in, and it's a 4-0 as Plague get decimated. Cnturion, and this could be the comeback they were looking for. The gold is almost even, and they picked up their first strike of the game. And now we have a series on our hands, Timo.
I honestly I feel so disappointed that Trollu has went like the most defensive build he could possibly have gone. And they're just not getting the value of the lead at all. I mean, you can see that, okay, he has low mana, but you can see the damage just isn't there. They aren't able to kill off Trigger now, even with being 0-6. They aren't able to get anything done to the Mordekaiser either. This could be a good engage though.
This time they hit the ADC. Wellesley has to survive this somehow. Bramsh saves him with a big
good kick.
Holy sin. Laudio is clean as hell this game still. And now it's a double kill for him, while Last will pick up Trigger. And suddenly the momentum turns around again. Overextension by Cnturion in that bot lane, trying to get this inhibitor tower, and they get punished.
Imagine if he had cleanse. Oh boy. And he went BF sword rather than going QSS. I mean, I hope it doesn't come back to bite him on the backside. But you know, the fact that Bane has it as well already.
It
Just
did already bite him in the backside, right? If he has the QSS for that solar flare, he just walks out before the Zenith Blade can hit him. This way, he just died. And
Yeah.
Laudio could get the chase on as well with a very clean kick again.
yeah, and he's gonna get
And,
BT most likely. I don't think it'll be Storm Laser.
The tower is picked up. The gold lead is 3,500 again, as it almost got close to 0 before that fight. And now Plague are in control of the topside jungle again.
Mordecai's at 3 items too. He is obviously going to be very, very strong when it comes to trying to deal with this Zoe and Vayne if he manages to ult one of them.
Cholulu has to find a way to make his lead relevant again. Like, he was 10-1 at some point, since then he's not really done much.
Yeah, I mean, his gold lead is still 1800 on the Ari, but I feel like
He keeps
Ari's
getting what he
build
wants, alright?
I just feel like Ari's items just spikes harder. I mean, I don't really see a case for Morel on both teams, really. I mean, you're against.
I mean, Mordekaiser and Darius heal a bit, and Zac as well, but yeah, I don't think Morello should be a priority as a build item.
Like, if you had Death Cap instead, the Ari just one shots the Zoe.
Yeah, the other way around as well, right? Oh, Trigger misses the jump.
Yeah.
But he's out of position. Everybody's coming from around the corner. Trollo has to go golden bot to dodge the charm, and Mordekaiser is on the other flank. Now Laudio is between a rock and a hard place. Ward hops out, Solar Flare misses completely. It only hits a chicken. And the fight goes on. Trigger on very low HP. He keeps getting smaller and smaller. The blob.
Well, this Baron is
started killing again.
And Darius was in the bot lane that whole time as well.
It was a 4v5 and Play came out on top.
Yeah. So it's not looking too great.
It's a dangerous place to recall, but he does pull it off. They have to answer this push in the bot lane though, right?
What's the word? Audacious. Maybe audacious, that's the word I was looking for. But yeah, someone has to go this wave, and then it's okay though. Mordecai does have access to teleports, so he is able to get the Baron if he's forced to.
3 items now as well, so he looks strong at this moment.
Yeah, and it's going to be, I feel like, the fact that they've got to a game state where it's like most likely one fight decides the game.
Yeah,
it's
really
really
a big win for them.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they've come back to this point, it's really good. After so many fights went in Plague's favour, and it looked...
Fight for the Scuttle Crab? No.
Okay. But how much gold is Zoe off Death Cap? So 1100, so still another 1000 gold away. Ari the same, so they're both nowhere near their Death Cap.
Bubble hits, Ari sleeps, Solar Flare hits, Zac jumps in, but he's too early. Laudio is on a killing spree, 905 is already dead, and now Mr. Bramsh can try to get the charms off. They do get the kill onto Kui, but a double kill goes over to Trollolu, and 3 people are already dead. Wellesley cannot run away. 4 people did a triple kill for Trollolu, and as we have said, he has to make his lead showing again. He did an ace for Plague as Last picks the last kill up, and they will be pushing for this inhibitor. And throughout this whole ordeal, Darius was not in the fight. It was a 4v5 ace. Plague flexed their muscles again.
I mean, if you just had cleanse, you know, I said at the start, like, it's just so free. What does Leona can never argue? You just cleanse it and walk away. Like, the fact that you are rooted for at least 2.5 seconds there with the bubble plus the solar flare, like, it just costs your team so much. And you know, we see it again that we're so close to coming back in this game. One pick, and you know, you get aced. Luckily, they don't lose the game. Just long enough on the death timers, but
it looks like the Baron will be picked up again by Plague here. Second on. A contest could be happening. The Baron is not falling that quickly. Trigger jumps in. That was maybe too early. He already popped the Stone Plague. Laudio kicks him out. He's on pretty low HP. The Baron is doing some damage. Solar Flare hits, and 905 is dead again. Trigger cannot do anything against so many people, though he did get some health bars pretty low. He will fall for his attempt. Last is on a killing spree. 2 people die for Cnturion, and this time the Baron will be secured. The second Baron of the game goes to Plague, and they are firmly in the driver's seat again.
Full health! Go for it! Do something! Like, your Jinx is full health.
They're trying to go in there, but they're not really getting it. Trollolu had to flash away. That's the one positive they can draw from this. But yeah, the Baron picked up, and now Dragon Soul is on the cards as Kui gets hooked in by the claw.
Oh.
This could mean his death. That was way too greedy from Kui, standing in that bush without assistance, and he falls to his arrogance. And this will prevent the Dragon Soul, maybe, as Resurrection has engaged the monster. Bramsh has vision on him. Lordio just goes in. Bramsh knocks him up though as Resurrection picks up the dragon. It's 3-2 dragons, but Last is in the middle of the team. He just chases once. He just 1v1s him. Just kills him mercilessly. And Resurrection cannot do anything against him either. Last is so strong right now.
Yeah.
DJ gets that kill, KS's it off his ADC, who does get a double kill himself too. And it's 3 kills for 2. Another team fight win for Plague, who still are carrying these Baron buffs on 3 of their members. So the second inhibitor could fall now.
Yeah, I feel like it's just going to be 2
happened
inhibitors,
there?
a recall, spend your gold, go top lane, shove down, try and close out this game. That feels like the safest way to do it, but I mean, who knows whether they're playing. They could just try and engage in the bot lane, but it looks so good with the pick onto Kui, and yeah, then Vayne happens, manages to get 2 kills, unable to fight. And yeah, again, that fight started because a pick onto Ahri at that Baron. If she's not in a position where she can get caught out, then there's a potential they can win the fight and pick up Baron themselves. But yeah, it just seems to be a lack of maybe knowledge to pick that up.
We have to commend Lordio and Last again in these fights. Lordio always with a clean weaving of his jumps, of his kick, and Last just has stopped dying because in these messy fights they can't really force the engages on him, off Bramsh, off Trigger. If their teammates get caught and have to use their CC abilities to save their teammates, they cannot get onto this Vayne, who is so slippery and has so much attack speed when the Rage Blade is stacked now as well with the finished Phantom Dancer.
Yeah.
It's going to be real difficult to get onto this Vayne.
Lordio
And Last has been playing it so well, we can definitely see why he picked it now.
Yeah, and yeah, as you say, Lordio's having a fantastic game, along with Trololo, who's picked it back up again. Did have a bit of a dip after he got his 10th kill. Not the thing you say, oddly enough, but yeah, we'll just see how this next fight's going to play out. If Last can just keep positioning his team fights how he has done the past 2 or 3, where the Mordekaiser hasn't really been able to do anything to him. And we'll see if this top lane push is going to be.
There could be something happening here as a lot of players converge in this jungle. Tolo has ulted forward. Drigger is drowsy, and look at that damage, he's just dead! Drigger picks this one. Lordio picks this one up onto Drigger. The paddle star doing so much damage there, and then Lordio, he just finally kicks back the thing.
So nice.
Play. Last is dominating, but it's Lordio who made it happen. And now the chase is on. Can there be any redemption from this? Mordekaiser's asleep now too. Resurrection has no way to get out. Last is godlike. And this game looks all about over. 905 falls as well. Double kill for Last. This will be the final inhibitor falling as well. And that was over in an instant after CNT looked like they could get back into this game. Plague just did a G2 and just pumped it up another gear. I mean,
yeah, they had a better draft this game too, and then they still managed to mess up the mid-game team. I mean, this Zac did absolutely nothing.
Clearance, that's not going to happen though. The Nexus falls for the second time for Plague. It's a 2-0 lead in this final. Yeah, an almost throw, an almost comeback. And then they just picked it up again and started winning the fights again. 14 kills for both Cholulu and Last, 8-2 and 24 the scoreline for Lordio. Kui also with some very key solar flares, and Daddy J having a full top lane experience with a kill participation of 9 in a 43 kill game for his team. He did what he was supposed to do, though. We gotta say he was very relevant in the side lanes, and he always, multiple times, managed to keep 3 people busy while his team did the dirty work. Yeah, a great game overall from Plague with some hiccups. What do you think can Cnturion do to pull it back for at least one more game?
Having a look at the vision score in particular, with 32 controllers being bought from Drigger and Bramsh alone, you're thinking, okay, they got great vision control, but where does it go? It's just such a waste of gold Like that is 1,500 gold, literally spent
Yeah.
on
To be
controllers,
fair.
and doesn't look like it's done too much. But yeah, the damage was there in the end. The last control just playing slightly safer. I mean, okay, they had a better front line, but yeah, being 0-10.
Yeah. He was
Yeah,
tanky for a short moment of the game, and then he suddenly wasn't tanky at all anymore.
yeah,
Because when the Stone Plant was not activated, the Paddle Stars just did 60% of his HP when they hit from long range. And so it's a 2-0 lead for Plague as we go into another 5-minute break before game 3 comes. That hopefully will be as entertaining as this one, and maybe could end in a Cnturion win, so we get another game. I'm looking forward to that one. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Don't touch that browser. right. Welcome back to the VL Group D Grand Final Best of 5. We are at 2-0 for Plague, so this could potentially be the last game. Plague are on blue side this time after 2 wins on red side. They ban set again first. Demo, what can Cnturion do to win game 3 to make this a series?
Well, I honestly feel like they have to take away this Leona and potentially try and get it for themselves. Just try and get that easy CC. Or if you're going to let it go through, please take cleanse. Buy QSS. Don't buy Bloodthirster 4th item, because we've seen multiple fights that they were coming back into the game where the lack of a QSS or a cleanse really cost. They are getting caught. The Jinx getting caught.
So
And
least
at the end of the day, it's a simple
what they
reason
choose banning.
they lose the game. But yeah,
MF first pick for last. Curious,
okay.
but
Take
it is a
Leona
power
themselves.
pick. It is a power pick. It's gonna be interesting. So they could take Leona now against
Please,
that.
Leona. Please,
It's Caitlyn.
Leona, please
Will
don't
be
give
accomplished.
Leona MF.
It's Sejuani.
Don't give
And,
Leona MF.
I assume the Leona will be the response now for Plague. I had a short chat with Lordio because Cnturion has been the only team to beat Plague during the season. I asked him why that happened. His assessment was losing lanes and good vision control. So winning lanes for Cnturion, of course, and good vision control and a good snowballing of leads. But giving them... Oh, they didn't pick the Leona themselves. They picked Misfortune Morgana. That doesn't look like a losing lane to me.
Well, it just nullifies the Sejuani. You know, you get the blast shield onto MF. She's never really under threat from Sej, but it does weaken your 2v2. That sense that Morgana outside of that binding doesn't really offer a whole lot. But if we do get the... Okay, I mean...
Olaf is back.
Yeah,
Yes,
I mean, it's a
Olaf
good pick.
is
I wouldn't
back.
mind the Kindred either. You know, if Sejuani does happen to engage, you pop the Kindred ult. She doesn't... You know, the person who is prisoned doesn't die, but Olaf can run through Sejuani, and with the black shield
And he just
on
sees the
MF.
Sejuani ult flying, pops the Ragnarok, and stands in the way, right? That also can happen. And of course, Lordio did have a great game one on this Olaf. Alistar is the response.
Okay.
Interesting choice against Morgana.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be difficult to...
Singed ban. This looks like a scrim pick, maybe?
I was wondering if they were trying to spell something, but... yeah, not really.
Not gonna see that in Hands of Resurrection this game. Last
Okay.
ban is
There we
Zoe. That one's gone at least. Yeah, that was terrifying in that last game. The
What if the
final
R is
ban...
going to be taken away?
Yeah, let's see what the final ban is from the side of Plague. What are you suspecting to round out these comps, as Echo is the final ban? We're gonna see solo lanes from both sides still. What do these teams need? What do they want to pick?
Well, I mean, your blind pick either top or mid. In this case, I would try and give blind pick to mid. Give that counter pick to Resurrection. Just make sure you can try and bully that matchup. And
Orianna is a great blind pick too.
They have a good comp. I mean, if Alistair goes in with the ball, yeah, that's obviously very, very scary.
Could this be?
I just wonder. Yeah, it could be. There's no knock-up as of yet with the Yasuo, but they could be confident enough to just try and take it.
They locked it. No, they didn't.
Okay.
Victor, it is for Trollolo this game. This is a pick that can definitely match the Orianna when it comes to pushing the lane and being a menace. To have kill pressure themselves. Also a great team fight pick. And it looks like it's going to be accompanied by something tanky. Urgot is the lock for Daddy J.
They have a lot of lockdown, but what's their engage? The Morgana binding? Like,
yes. I don't know. We're gonna see the Season 8 Worlds Classic top lane probably of Urgot versus Aatrox.
Here we go. This would be
Pantheon.
gets
That is
heavily
a
out.
very interesting pick. If they can get Resurrection ahead on this Pantheon, this could be very strong for the mid game. After that, I'm not seeing how the Pantheon does all too much. So they have to snowball this mid game with the Caitlyn, with the Pantheon, and with the Orianna engaged together with the ball together with Sejuani and Alistar to bring it in. On the other side, Plague looks like a bit of a snowbally comp as well with the Urgot and the MF and the Olaf, of course. So yeah, who do you think won draft?
I I feel like Centurion got a better draft here, and just for the sake of the CC that they can bring, the fact that they will have the stun from Pantheon, the Glacial Prison, plus the double melee champions that the passive from Sejuani can bring with the E. Alistair's engaged with the Misfortune. If the Black Shield isn't correct, then MF and Victor will not survive the team fight, and we'll just have to see how it plays out. You know, we've seen 2 games that have been one where you think it's kind of troll from Centurion, and then the second game they have a proper draft, still lose. So you know, maybe this is the game they turn it around. Maybe they realize what went wrong. They were taking too many fights that were when they were behind in goal. They didn't have the right summoners available. And yeah, we'll have to wait and see if this is the game that they turn it around.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really curious to see how this top lane will play out. If they manage to get this Pantheon strong enough so he can bully the Urgot, because if Urgot gets ahead, I don't see any way of Pantheon winning any kind of prolonged trades against him. So they need to make sure this Pantheon stays relevant. Even with the team fight comp they have, with the ease of execution on their side, with the Orianna ball, just put it on a tank or on the Pantheon and just jump in and try to get as many people as possible into the shockwave. What happens if this Pantheon falls behind is my question, because Lodio has been dominating the jungle so far. Drigger hasn't been able to put a stamp on the series yet.
Uh,
So maybe
well,
he
that
can control the
question,
top side enough.
that question's a tough one. If the Pantheon fall, I mean, if that happens, then I don't see a way Centurion win because they will not have the opportunity to have that free engage through the W, have that damage from the top side. Urgot will be obviously very difficult to kill. You know, your damage will come from the 3-item Orianna, the 3-item Caitlyn. It's a lot of scaling. The power trough from Caitlyn is until she hits 3 items, then she comes online. Can you last until then? So if you do manage to shove this Pantheon, put resources into an early game, get them ahead, get the early heralds, it can buy enough time for the Caitlyn Orianna to come online, and then you have a really, really good team fight. So we'll see how they play, how the communication is, if they're tilted.
Yeah.
If they can come back in game 3 with a good draft.
Well, the draft seems at least competent enough that they can win the game with it. They do need to execute though, and they kind of have to hope that Plague don't execute on the level they have been throughout most of these first 2 games. Um, yeah. What do you think the focus of the junglers in the early game will be? Is except like the top lane, of
Um,
course, but how do you think the other lanes will go? Who will be able to push in whom and help the
well,
jungler?
I mean, we've seen level 1 shenanigans from mid. I mean, this game I don't so I doubt it. If a binding lands early on and Olaf is there, that is potential danger with the melee champion of Alistair. But then again, we could see a lot of skirmishing topside to 2v2. We could expect Sejuani to try and cap the Pantheon, and then Warrior's going to respond with that and be there for the counter gank, and we could see a lot of
Yeah.
action up there. Yeah, we'll just have to see. It's
Yeah.
down to players where they focus.
Yeah,
Uh,
big questions of timing as well. Like if either Lordio or Drigger can manage to pull off a counter gank in that top lane, this is going to be very volatile. Like the person who gets the counter gank will probably come out on top unless something weird happens. Looking at these runes, they all seem fairly standard, as well as the summoners. We have Trollolu with a teleport on Victor, while 905 opts for the safer option in the barrier. Of course, not as strong when you're trying to push these lanes. No cleanse again, but this time, of course, there's no Leona, as we see a pause, as it seems someone has a bug splat on Centurion's side.
yeah. Well, we'll probably get back into the game shortly, but yeah, I'm surprised he has the barrier against Victor. I would think the TP would be better because the Victor doesn't have the most amount of kill pressure early on. So it's just very, very interesting to see that coming through. Just wants the safety. But apart from that, yeah, nothing interesting coming through.
I mean, what speaks against the teleport is that Orianna isn't really like a side lane champion. He can't just sit in the side lane on the Orianna and like match an Urgot in the mid and late game, right? So
Well, you'd be
choosing
surprised.
that safe option to not die in lane again, as he has in the first 2 games, maybe a bit of a mental part there, but I can definitely understand why he did it. As the game gets underway now, Teddy J forgot to buy, walks back to the base. Now he's got his corrupting pot. Yeah, no surprises with the buys either.
No, nothing. Yeah, nothing really major going to come through. 5-man stack.
This looks like an invade here, though. As Plague are looping around this bot side. Caitlyn is standing in a good spot to avoid any
It's going to be a
amount
flash
of...
bind. Morgana go first. Morgana.
Yeah, that has to happen here. Kui goes first.
Flash bind.
Flash bind hits. A root lands. The axe lands. The ignite lands. Wesley flashes away, but Lordio just flashes behind. First blood goes to the ignite from Kui.
It's so slow. Like the net is not fast enough to dodge a binding.
Yeah, not from the flash range at least. He has to flash the binding, yeah. To add insult to injury, he did use his own flash and still died. It only forced Lordio's flash, which isn't really that important in the early game, or at least for the first 5 minutes, because he's gonna mostly jungle. This is a big hit to this bot lane that should be the one to have at least some pressure with the Caitlyn on it, right?
It's just why, like, every level 1, just something happens. Just give yourself a chance. There's nothing to fight over level 1. Just, but consistently, yeah. They just seem to fall behind, and we're going to get this.
This time it's Cnturion who didn't choose the safe way and get bullied off of the wave. That's already quite a bit of experience they're going to miss. Just walk the long way back to lane, people. Just walk the long way back to lane, because if the enemy bot lane is done leashing first, this is exactly what's going to happen.
I mean, if I was coaching this team, I would be slamming my head off the wall, because either what I'm saying is not going in, or they're just choosing not to listen. It's just like nothing seems to be changing from the way they're playing and how they want to win this game.
He misses the binding. No danger for death for Wellesley this time.
Yeah,
but
like,
they are being pushed in, they are being bullied. They're still level 1. This is looking like a difficult laning phase for this for this Caitlyn Alistar bot lane.
Well, they did take the Alistar into the Morgana. So it's, you're looking at that, for instance, and you're thinking, okay, well, you're putting yourself in a melee versus range matchup, and you're not really having the best of time already. You're engaging with your Sejuani potentially, but you're playing for team fights. But how are you going to get there?
Yeah, still level 1. They're about to reach level 2 probably when this cannon minion dies, but it's just gotta feel bad.
There we go.
There's the level 2. But Sejuani is still topside, being bullied by Lordio. 5 blocks towards there, but look at Trigger's HP. He's not been able to get the Scuttle Crab in the top lane either. As last gets a Black Shield, and that's a lot of damage onto Mr. Bramsh. The press the attack has procced.
Yeah, and that's the danger of that lane. You know, if that was Caitlyn Morgana.
Is this a mid lane roam? No. They turn around again.
Okay,
Lordio's axe hits, but 905 not really in danger.
Okay.
Look at this, Daddy J doing quite the amount of damage to Resurrection, who has not managed to get his Aegis Assault in the way of the Urgot's leg damage. Does still go up quite a bit with his pots. Oh, there he goes. That's a lot of damage into Daddy J, who is now in danger of dying to spears. He has to be a little bit careful. Doesn't want to get solo killed by the Pantheon, because that would put him in a spot where he doesn't want to be.
Yeah, and we've had it games prior where they have been low and they've not expected the damage to come out, and they've been solo killed, especially mid lane. So it is something for Daddy to watch out for. He is currently pulling his lane. I wonder if there's going to be a potential dive from Audio. I doubt it. Just seeing off on the bot side, it looks like it could be a potential dive towards Daddy G.
Yeah. Lodio quietly stealing away the blue side jungle from Drigger, who looks to loop around for the lane gang top. While the trading in bot keeps going on. Last is a bit ahead in CS, but not that far yet.
Yeah.
Drigger is there, and he's there in secret in top. We have to watch this top lane.
I mean, it's almost 1,000 gold already. It's only 5 minutes into the game. 800 at the moment. But, you know, it's quite a big lead early on. If you're thinking of just the first blood in some CS. So it's... They just have to try and...
They're letting Daddy J push out. This looks dangerous. Drigger is only level 3, but the CC will still be there. Daddy J has no way to escape this one. Doesn't flash in time. Nice kill. No time to flash with the chain CC. Great use of their abilities in the top lane to get this kill easy and quick.
Yeah, if they stack them both, there's a potentially flash out there. He gets away, but yeah, good patience to get that first kill. And you know, we did say they wanted to potentially snowball this Pantheon, and looks like it could be.
Drigger invades. Lodio has no mana. He does get the smite off on the big wolf though. Now he has to just find a way to escape because Pantheon's here. Kui saves his jungler, but jumps in. The black shield cannot save him. Flash in.
Doriana.
Drigger is in trouble. Kui has gotten that kill while Trololu is looping around. 3 people against 1 Resurrection. Cannot, I think, escape this. Well, it's still taking quite a while. Daddy J picks it up though. Resurrection falls. Last is alone in the spot lane as Kui has rotated mid, and so he's getting bullied by Caitlyn and Alistar. Does not need to pop any summoners to survive though. The tower protects him quite a bit.
So how did they die without managing to not burn a summoner there? How did that go down?
Wellesley used his heal. There's a summoner, but yeah.
Yeah, very strange. If you're diving MF and she doesn't have to use a summoner, and she gets out. Very, very strange.
Resurrection, no hesitation, just goes in as he is level 6. He probably wants to bully this Urgot out of lane so he can ult elsewhere, and that was half of Daddy J's HP. Yeah, the bullying is starting, even though there's like a big minion wave that he could be still picking up. Daddy J not having a good time right now against this Pantheon, even though he did get the kill.
I'm just gonna have a quick look back at that bot lane fight. I mean, they didn't even dive him. He was gonna walk up to the tower for a tower plate. Yeah. That was literally why he got chunked to a 3rd HP. Okay, then forced to burn.
Audio now stealing this blue buff. Do they want to engage the Drake? They don't know where Drigger is. Convenient is on his Krugs, so not really a chance of this dragon getting challenged. It's gonna be a free mountain dragon for Plague.
Yeah, if you look at the... I think that was... that 2 MR and 3 armor that MF got there, so I mean it does a little bit. You know, it's not the biggest amount of resistances you're going to get, and that's still the only one they're going to be able to get, but you know, it's something. If we see someone live on like 10 HP, that'll be the reason why.
Yeah. The counter steal for the blue buff at least secures something for Cnturion here. Sejuani just keeps stealing the jungle. Plague should know that this happened though, as they have a control ward in the newest bush above the blue buff. And now Lodio will be walking into Drigger, both carrying buffs. Lodio carrying the red buff as well though, and he's already level 6, which Drigger is not because he spent so much time in the top lane. Kui and Trololu are rotating as well. As Lodio picks up the big wolf, Drigger dashes away from the binding. Not much happening there, except Lodio saving his own jungle from being stolen.
Yeah, but Kui is doing a lot of roam in this game. We've already seen him mid. We've seen him top side again. Not really able to punish the NF at all, who is up in CS as well. Just waves getting shoved
sitting there farming.
Yeah, without even a
Herald engaged as well now by Plague. And Lodio already 20 CS ahead in this jungle, even though he's been on the Drake, he's been on the Herald now. Now last will lose 1 turret plate to Wellesley and Mr. Bramsh. Because Kui is of course still on this Herald.
I mean,
they could try to challenge this. Lodio does have smite though, so he picks it up. The dash comes too late from Drigger. They are in between 3 enemies. Lodio has to pop the Ragnarok. Flashes out as well. Not sure if that summoner was necessary, but there is a pretty big wave, and Resurrection does threaten a lot of damage onto Lordio.
Yeah, there's a potential he could. I mean, I would like to have seen
Oh,
the
Kui.
damage. Okay.
They saw him and they catch him, but he flashes out. The binding secures something.
Oh.
Hit by the shockwave, but this is so much return damage onto Trigger from his ult. Resurrection now dives between the turrets. 1v2, he cannot hope to win, and he gets caught by the binding as dies for his greed. What did he do there? Trigger almost dies to a tower. Pretty free kill. Oh no, Cholulu with a flash forward double kill onto Trigger. Well, Mr. Bramsh for some reason died in the bot lane as well. Did they try to dive last?
No. Bramsh just tanked the mid tower.
Oh yeah.
Whilst they went for the dive and just died, and then they went for a horrific dive. It's like I don't.
Yeah, between towers, level 5. Herald does get a charge off onto this mid tower. Gold gets distributed between 3 people. We're all communists here. But yeah, it's 1,500 gold lead again for Plague at 10 minutes. They're looking poised to close out this series 3-0. I mean, at this very moment.
At this point, for more witnesses, they're just a better team. They just have the better players. I mean, you could maybe argue top lane, but I mean across the board, they just have better players.
And they also look a lot more cohesive in their play.
Yeah, definitely. But we just see. It feels like Trigger's just trying to force so much.
That's another plate? No, not just yet. Wellesley takes a tower shot as well. No, it was just an axe. But yeah, they're not really getting much done in this bot lane, even though Last is mostly alone there, as Kui has been roaming endlessly. He's 2-0-2 on this Morgana. Trolulu as well, 2-0-3 with that great Victor play in the mid lane, punishing that overzealous dive, but then getting the flash kill onto Trigger as well.
I mean, a 400 gold
in this game. Flash forward from Resurrection. They want Daddy J, but he just dashes out. He did use his own flash as well, but that was only a flash for flash and nothing else. Trigger's presence not really being felt by Daddy J at the moment.
Yeah, okay. This could be danger.
Could be danger.
Oh, okay.
Urgot misses the charge as well, but he can do quite some damage to Trigger, but not fast enough. And now there's 2 people from Plague in between 3 people from Cnturion. This could be the fight Cnturion we're looking for. Trigger has to flash away already, though. Trolling does so much damage.
Bye-bye.
And now the suppression comes in. Fear beyond death. Trigger is gone. Daddy J could pay for that with his life. Mr. Bramsh picks that one up, and a bit chaotic. Trolulu now being ignited as well. Resurrection still alive, barely. Lordio is chasing him, though. I don't think he can get the execution for himself because he was just damaged. Blocks the tower shots, but he just stays around and donates Trolulu. A pretty unnecessary kill.
I'm surprised.
Why did he walk back up again?
He still died to Trolulu. I thought he would have got the execute off. But
his Aegis Assault did block 2 tower shots, and then he inexplicably walked back up to get killed by the third one. Binding from Kui lands onto 905, the ignite, the ult, the pull, and Kui is on a killing spree on support Morgana. Curious death again from 905, who has not been on a roll this series.
I don't know. I don't know what's
going on. Gets hit by the knockup, but then he gets the Black Shield, and he gets a perfect bullet time off. Mr. Bramsh, even with his own ult, cannot survive. Kui almost dies to the ace in the hole, but he manages to go golden. Resurrection now gets 2 kills for himself in the dragon pit. Kui is almost dead as well, but now the turn on comes. Daddy J has teleported in, and Trolulu has taken a double kill. Wellesley will fall as well. That's a triple kill for Trolulu, and now they will finally be able to pick up this Infernal Dragon, and it's 3,000 gold as well. At this point, Cnturion need some kind of miracle. They keep getting overzealous on these plays. It looked good for a while as they get the early kills, and Resurrection got 2 for himself, now 4-4 on this Pantheon. He's far from useless, but yeah, they just don't look coordinated enough at the moment to get these plays off.
I mean, the thing is, if we look at how Lordio has been playing his lanes, I know we keep we're talking about him a lot. If we're comparing the old, that phrase, the jungle diff phrase, it's just so huge. Like, the thing is, the Orianna hasn't really played that badly. 905's not okay. He's not done great, But he hasn't exactly done terribly. It's just been more cohesive around the Victor, who's 605, and it
Yep.
just seems to be just a much more well-rounded team effort to pick up the 3-0. I mean, yes, the game isn't over, but yeah, it's looking like, you know, maybe one or two fights more, and
Yeah,
I think this series might just be gone.
This Victor is so strong. He's already got 10 stacks on his Dark Seal. He's 6-0-5. He's by far the richest player in the game with 6,500 gold total on him. That's more than a 2,000 gold lead over 905. And Rodrigo narrowly dodges that binding and will get away there. And, while Wolsey has to win against the Spear God at the moment. Probably gets into the blue buff. Last is just sitting there farming. And yeah, the range advantage over Pantheon just playing a big part. If the binding lands in the top lane, this could be dangerous. He does dodge it though. It doesn't need the rest of his team.
Okay.
Quite well against DJ at the moment. As he already has finished his Stormrazor, while Daddy J sits on bits and pieces of his item. I think Lordio wants to engage his Herald, but the push in the mid lane stops him. They will rotate there and will be 4v3 if a fight breaks out.
Yeah.
Take back to the Herald, which is engaged. This is, I think, yeah, too dangerous, and they pull off of it.
Yeah, they just have to. I mean, at this point, the Victor is so accelerated.
They want this Victor.
Oh boy.
But Drigger misses the ultimate, the knockup lands from the Alistair, the shockwave hits him, the ignite is over, he flashes over the wall for the chickens and survives the 3-man gank. And now 905 looks in trouble. Lordio just goes in. He has the ball.
Oh boy.
And it's godlike for Cholulu, who just puts his ult on top of him. Daddy J gets the Black Shield just in time to survive the onslaught from Resurrection, who's now 1v2. Ace in the hole will try to find some damage onto Daddy J, but he survives. And Lordi with the cojones of steel, walking into 3 people with the Ragnarok on, knowing Cholulu was right behind him. But still, that took some bravery there.
Yeah, I guess the call with the fact that Troll still had access to the ultimate just means that he could, you know, take the damage and yeah, just have the helping hand of the Victor, who just happened to have 6 kills at the time. So now 7-0-7.
Yeah, that escape in the mid lane as well against 3 people who used 2 ultimates to try and get him, and he still survived and then got his ult off on Lordio with Lordio.
Yeah. No
just great play altogether from Plague.
Oh boy!
Oh, Brahms just walked into his death. I mean, there is no escaping this. Lordio picks that one up. And now the lead is almost 6,000 gold at 17 minutes. The Victor is beyond huge.
It's just so
almost
basic.
2,000 gold.
It doesn't look like
a Group D game.
Does it look like a Group D game to you? It looks like a Group A team versus a Group D team.
I mean, maybe Plague is just that good, you know, but
I mean, at the
point of a game 3, maybe Tilt is playing a part in this as well. I like the idea of trying to 3-man the Victor, but then you have to hit, you absolutely have to hit the Glacial Prison, right? If he was slowed and then the Alistair CC'd him and then the shockwave hit, but it just didn't have the damage.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yes, it is crucial to launch it, but you've still got the slow plus the Alistair combo and the shockwave. Somebody should die.
Yeah. And then he just flashes over the wall to the chickens.
Yeah.
Great positioning by him to be in range for that, though. Do have to commend Trollolo, who is having an amazing game on this Victor.
It just looks like they're really okay. I know Drigger's, you know, it's not flattering at all, but he is obviously the center of it all. The death, you know, Zaki has to go in. The Sejuani has to go in. He is going to die naturally. Oh,
Resurrection is on the wrong side of the map. The binding goes wide, and so he has the ability to flash out. Now the shockwave hits 2 people. Last survives though and gets the bullet time off. Kui survives on basically no HP with the going golden ability, and Daddy J kills someone. Lordio is on a killing spree, and somehow everyone from Plague survived. And 2 people from Cnturion fall again, and this will surely mean the 3rd Drake of the game. Another Cloud that would be, but they choose to push mid lane instead. Lordio on his own on this dragon. Kui still very low. Last tanking the tower there a bit, so I don't think they can get this with this wave. Maybe with the next one, but Resurrection is here again. I'm not sure if they can dare to do it. Trollolo now 7, 0, and 10. Kui 4, 0, and 7. Scratch the minor miracle. Cnturion need a major miracle to come back into this game.
Imagine a reverse sweep. Imagine a world where we're here for another 3 hours. Age of coronavirus is going on. That's all I'm saying. So,
if they come back, in this,
nothing else to do.
I can see them winning 2 more, but only if they can come back this game. And at the moment, we're not really seeing that happening. We are seeing Plague getting further and further ahead, winning every fight. Trollolo is a monster this game. He's finished his death cap at 20 minutes, together with the perfect hex core as well. Lordio's on 2 items. Kui has finished Zhonya's and has an Aegis of the Legion as well. Last is carrying 1300 gold. As I said, major miracle, or this will be a 3-0.
And the thing is, Daddy J, you know, for if it was, you know, Resurrection be the carry for this team, he's done pretty well to not fall. To have had some help, and then you know, Resurrection has been around the map, but he hasn't fallen far enough behind where it is a problem for his team. He's done his job. He's soaked up what he has to. And
binding lands on Bramsh.
I'm just waiting to see. Oh,
Pantheon coming in with the dragon jump. He is in the middle of the team and right in front of Lordio, who just does not care about a Spartan. He's a Viking and he goes in. While Daddy J is in the middle of the team as well. 2 are already dead. Trollolo is legendary while Daddy J falls.
Oh god.
And the bullet time looked glorious with Lordio getting a triple.
Oh my god,
the quadra kill. The Direst Memory quadra kill for Olaf, and the Baron is engaged as well. That's an ace for only 1 death for Plague.
FF?
Unstoppable today.
FF, maybe? I mean, do we need a PG rating on the stream? For, you know, just some people need that, you know, a little bit of parental guidance watching this. This looks a bit... It's just really sad. Game 2 looked like it could have been the turnaround, and this game, just looks like pure tilt.
Everything that happens. To add more insult to insult and injury, Trollolo has purchased a nice book. It's called Magi's Soul Stealer. And yeah, he's not died yet. He's 8, 0, and 12, so it's reasonable. It's not BM if you don't die.
He may as well. He may as well just go Soul Stealer. There's no real threat at the moment, to be honest.
Look at Lordio, he's just destroying X-Trigger, and the axes keep landing. He could get this kill. Ace in the hole lands on him. He's popped the Ragnarok. Mr. Bramsh is on the wrong side of things. He thought he could tank, but Trollolo gets the legendary kill from the effort Lordio put into this. And now Wellesley is tagged by the Fear Beyond Death. He will die from that, but the bullet time gets him. Last is slain 905. That was the Orianna, pardon me, not the Caitlyn, and they keep pushing relentlessly. Kui just tanking a few tower shots just because he can. At this point, they don't really care anymore. They just can do whatever the hell they want. 16 stacks now on Trollolo Soul Stealer. Binding lands on Resurrection. Trigger tries to go. He's in the middle of 5 people, while 2 of his team are still dead. What is he doing?
Bye-bye.
Kui is unstoppable. An unstoppable support without death. Steph, when have you last seen that? Except for like, maybe a pipe.
I was going to say, they did try to surrender. Failed 2 to 1, sadly.
I mean,
and I see,
that means at least 2 of them are pretty tilted,
what I seen in chat, what did I see? Daddy J walking so his team can run. Oh, what a quote. What a quote. I mean,
there's the engage, but Lordio just pops the Ragnarok. He does not care about anything at this moment. Resurrection and Bramsh are both so low, but they both barely managed to survive. And Plague disengaged. They want this Dragon Soul. Oh, ace in the hole.
Oh,
could have killed Lordio here.
I was going to say, maybe it just went for the wrong target.
But they choose to be a team long enough to win this game, probably.
They're just pinging the bounty.
700 gold bounty, just like Trollolo. 500 gold bounty as well on Kui.
Imagine if they win a team fight. Imagine if they ace them. I mean,
that would be a lot of gold.
12,000 gold down. We're
That's
losing 500
24
gold a
minutes.
minute. Like that's just
We've
making
seen
bank.
similar leads fall just 2 weeks or 1.5 weeks ago. If you remember the last time we commentated a game, so things can happen.
Okay.
Gets a Black Shield, no possibility for Resurrection to get anything done. He has to flash away because he got hit by the binding. Kui goes golden in his ultimate.
Oh, nice.
Everybody flashes away, and here comes Daddy J. Fear
Bye-bye.
Beyond Death lands on the Pantheon, and he's slain Resurrection. Gets just another one onto 905 now. X-Trigger is in the middle of everybody. Trololo gets that one. He's legendary. Still 10, 0, and 14. The Soul Stealer has almost the full amount of pages. 3 dead again on the side of Cnturion. And I think Plague will just end this game now. No need to get the Dragon Soul if you can get the Nexus Soul.
Can we just give one of these guys a kill? Please just give them one kill. Come on.
They do have 6, 5 of
I
them
mean, I think Trigger's died 18 times now without picking up a kill.
Oh, that
Can,
feels
can we
bad.
give him? Can we give the poor guy a kill? Come on, please.
The second inhibitor falls as well now. And everybody on Plague is feeling pretty good about this game at the moment. The 13,500 gold lead at 25 minutes. They will pick up this dragon. I don't think that's necessary. But
May as well. Yeah, may as well, honestly.
may as well, right?
It's there. I mean, it's like, oh guys, what can we do? Ah, the Drake's there. Ah, we'll get Soul. We'll get Soul.
The first game looked convincing after a fairly slow start. The second game looked convincing apart from a hiccup in the middle, and this game just looks convincing.
Okay, I've got it. Cnturion have just been baiting this whole time, right? They've let them stack up 5 bounties. Let them get to Soul Point. They steal Baron, stall out, get the Elder, ace them, get the gold, come back, end the game.
And then then Lordio catches someone and they still lose.
Yeah, then they probably throw again and then lose 3-0. Yeah, I mean
at this point,
what are they doing? Why are you there? Why are
it's
you
the bullet time after landing. Why are you there? Trolloloo's legendary.
What are you
Last gets
doing?
another kill as well. This is probably the game. Trolloloo flashes forward onto Resurrection. Lordio just pops, not even a Ragnarok, he just walks by him and kills him. Trolloloo chasing Mr. Bramsh. I don't think the Alistar has a way to get out of this, even with his own ultimate. That makes him quite tanky. He flashes away. Another auto attack from
Oh,
Trolloloo.
Jesus!
He keeps being legendary. He has 25 pages in his book now. Wellesley is dead as well. Everybody's gone. This is an ace. After game 2, looked almost like they could throw it. This game 3 is a show of force. They are flexing their muscles. They're diving the Nexus. Look at Lordio just going. He has the GA as well. One more death went to DDJ. Drinker got his kill. And
He
the
did.
game is over.
He got one! He got one!
A 3-0 for Plague. Convincing performance from them almost throughout every part of this series. They all played well. Of course, Trolloloo with a monster performance on Victor this time. But overall, throughout this series, who would you give the MVP of this final to?
Oh, true. His Zoe, his Victor. Just the standout performances. What did he play in game 1? What was he on? Garen.
That was a Garen, yeah.
Garen, even on the Garen getting the slow kills and getting ahead, yeah. But yeah, I mean, if I'm just thinking if maybe they didn't int as much as they did. Daddy J 4 deaths, last 1 death. L'Oreal dying twice. Maybe if they didn't int as much, could have picked up an MVP. I don't like the thing is like you want to try and be positive about some sort of performance. Resurrection, did his best. He really tried. Of course, Trigger's going to look worse than what it is. Overall, 905 not really getting going. Wellesley couldn't really do much bot lane, even though they did have a 1v2 lane. And yeah, overall, Plague just looked like a far superior team. It looked like they were playing a team from a different division. And it just shows how good a team this really is.
Yeah, they were definitely on another level today. When it comes to the MVP, for me it would be a 50-50 between Trolloloo and Lordio. Of course, we got to say everybody on the team played very well. Lordio, of course, with his standout performance in game 2, while Trolloloo just completely dominated this game. So I'm fine with giving him the MVP as well. It was a standout performance from pretty much everyone in this team too, and the teamwork was basically their sixth player. So they fully deserve this clear 3-0 victory over Cnturion, who did show some spirit, especially in game two. They almost came back there. They kept trying things, but the things they tried kept failing. And so, of course, a deserved win for Plague in the end. Any final words from you?
No, just glad to cast the best of five. Best of threes are fun, but when they're over in 2 games. But yeah, I was hoping for more. But yeah, just thank everyone to tune in and thank you for the opportunity to cast, and hopefully back again soon.
Yeah, I have very little to add to that. I'm also happy we got to cast this and watch this and watch Plague play a great series. I hope you tune in when the all random tournament between splits starts, and of course for the next split as well. I've been Motojo. I've been with Demo, and we have been enjoying this. I hope you have been enjoying this as well. Congratulations to Plague for winning Group D with this 3-0. And yeah, see you next time in Valence League.
Bye, guys.